4G. ChristopherMedia.net.
Now serving F27 at DMV window number 16.
Okay, Rose, we're second in line. Perfect, Rose. You remembered the birth certificate? Yes, and we have our electric bill. Excellent. We'll be Real ID ready in no time. Real ID ready to visit our grandson Ricky at Fort Bragg, then fly to New Orleans for Jazz Fest.
Pardon me, are you talking to yourself?
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I am.
Talk yourself into Real ID readiness by May 3rd, 2023. Make a plan at dhs.gov/RealID.
Streaming only on Peacock.
John Wayne Gacy is suspected of having killed as many as 32.
Straight from the killer's mouth.
They want you to believe that I alone committed these murders.
The new gripping 6-part documentary series that investigates the crimes that shocked the nation.
The thing everybody thought they knew wasn't the whole story.
John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise. All episodes streaming now. Only on Peacock.
Grand Canyon University, a Christian university, is one of the largest and fastest growing universities in the country, offering over 200 engaging programs online. GCU integrates the free market system and its welcoming Christian worldview perspective into its academic programs and throughout our online campus. GCU's online students received over $100 million in scholarships in 2020. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see the scholarships you qualify for.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net. And now, here are your hosts.
Well, here we are after the All-Star break. I'm Chris.
I'm Rich.
I'm the Ice Man.
And the All-Star game happened last night. Either of you guys watch it?
No.
Wait, last night? I thought it happened Tuesday night.
Or Tuesday? I know it happened. It's already. Ice, we were talking about this pre-show chat. It already had to happen. They're playing baseball back again tomorrow. So.
No, I watched some clips. I didn't get a chance to watch it.
I think I've watched it since I was like 12, if you want my honest answer.
I used to watch every year when I was a kid, and then probably around the early 2000s when I started watching baseball again, started watching it. At least, be honest with you, half the time the home run derby is more fun than the fucking All-Star game. So that's what I would watch. But this year it was just the situation I'm in. I didn't have a way to watch it live, so I had to watch it in clips as it was happening. So
I boycotted it to Atlanta. I said, fuck it. I ain't watching none of it. All-Star game.
Okay, so good. That's a lot of words to say that you have nothing to say. So anyways, like we were saying, yeah, apparently they had a bunch of people mic'd up like on the field and we're talking to them during the game, and it's the All-Star game. It's an exhibition game, essentially. It's just, whatever. But I guess that there was a very good response to it. And so it's being thrown around to do that in regular season. And I'm like, I cannot imagine miking up players during a regular season, especially like the playoffs. And here's why I say that, because I heard the audio clip of this on Sports Talk of a pitcher who was mic'd up, but he thought it wasn't working. And so he had stopped talking, but he couldn't hear them talking to him, but they could still hear him, and he was still going out over the air. And he threw a pitch. It was a called fucking ball, and he goes, God damn it. Then he dropped a fuck later. And
so you're getting into exactly what I was going to get into. Someone's going to get canceled. Remember Justin? Oh, no, you guys don't watch golf. But I'm sure you remember we talked about it in January. The guy called himself a faggot when he missed a shot. And oh, boy, he had to go on an apology tour. He lost a couple sponsors.
I'm surprised they didn't make him suck a dick in the fucking town square.
He essentially had to, which the reparations he had to make. He did it symbolically.
But yeah, you know exactly what I'm. Okay, so you see what I'm getting at. And
someone's going to get canceled.
And then on top of that, to make it even more funny, the catcher came out and goes to him, "Hey man, remember you're still mic'd up." And he goes, "No, don't worry about that. It ain't working." And that got out over the years. But I mean, my point is that if you have players mic'd up in the outfield, I can't imagine during regular season a pitcher would ever be mic'd up. But do people have they? are there a lot of sports fans who don't understand that, like, what happens during sports? Like, the shit talking that goes on.
And it's all to yourself. A lot of it, too. Like when that stuff happened with Justin Thomas, with me and my friends, I was like, who am I? Like, if you mic me up on the golf course, over. Done. The things I say to myself, the names I call myself, good God, man.
That's me driving, but yes, same thing.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like, dude, it was a couple years ago. I believe it was a couple seasons, right before, the 2019 season. Remember the NFL said they're gonna make it so there's no more racial slurs used on the field, and we all laughed and we're like, you understand the league's 80% black,
like,
right?
You ever met a black person, Raj?
And these are highly motivated, type A, got to control everything, got to dominate everything type motherfuckers. You think they're going to be like, hey, my fellow African American, how are thee today? No, it doesn't work that way.
There was a song on the top 40 charts called N-Words in Paris, and they didn't say N-Words.
Yeah, I know.
It's Kanye and Jay-Z. It's a good song.
I'm so glad I live in a society where we're reduced to talking like children, because someone might get offended of us saying the word in the context that it was meant to be said.
Hey, I said faggot, all right?
It's picked up on the field during the season. There's shit that leads to bench clearing brawls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I just watched a little YouTube video on Dusty Baker and Tony La Russa's relationship through the years, from players to head coaches. And they're both like, yeah, we're friends, but it seems like a frenemies type thing, because they had a couple on-field incidences, and especially in the high def era, when you can really clearly see what's being said, they're like, "Will you apologize to the lip readers out there?" And I'm just like going, dude, there's no fucking way. Like, he clearly just told him to go fuck his mother, and he was like, suck my fucking cock. Like, you clearly saw them yelling that at each other across the baseball field from the dugouts. So it's like, yeah, even if you're mic'd up and you're sitting in the fucking dugout and some shit pops off and you're doing your best to be professional, ignore it, a hot mic's going to pick that up, and then it's over with. Because then what happens? What we talk about constantly, the non-sports fans come in and try to apply their bullshit standards to something they have no idea about.
You know what, though? I was thinking about this. Those people would be shocked. Those people would be absolutely beside themselves if they listened to even women's sports. I'm sure that maybe an N-word is here and there, all right? But, I'm pretty sure they don't say cock and all of this shit, on their fields. But some of the shit they would say...
You ever heard two women fucking talk shit to each other?
That's what I'm saying. Some of the shit they would say in the middle of competing...
Make some dudes go, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Fucking people.
Bro, a friend of a friend, her wife is a professional football player. They play at John Glenn High School. They have a league and all. Like, it's full contact. They play Ironman. And her wife is, she was a linebacker and a fucking tight end. And she's telling stories about shit, and she's like, oh, cunt, whore, slut, skank, skeezer, twat, any coos, any fucking thing. Like, it ain't like, yeah. Basically, bitch and hooker is their N-word. Bitch, please. Hooker, please. You know,
and they got the whole period thing they can make fun of each other with too. We don't have that.
Like, and this is from the horse's mouth. And she's like, by the way, I know some men that would blush at some of this shit. And I'm just sitting there like, these are all lesbians, right? Of course they are, because these are the type of women I could be with. But they're like, well, sorry. We ain't interested in what you got. Wrong plumbing. You barking up the wrong tree, homie.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, why can't but once again, to me, that's not a straight gay thing. That is a competitive spirit thing that's found in, I don't give a fuck who you are. If you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. And you don't understand it. Yep. And if you don't understand, here's the thing. If we don't understand something, aren't we supposed to be getting enlightened these days? Well, then shut the fuck up. As these people would say who have problems with athletes saying shit on the field, shut the fuck up, enlighten yourself, and put in the work, sweetie. Isn't that what you tell everybody? Take many seats and put the work in? Well, take many seats and put the work in. Why don't you read up on how fucking athletes are? understand what they go through to get where they're at. Understand the mentality, the will, the strength it takes to do that. And I'm not talking strength physical, mental, emotional. And understand the drive that someone like that has, and then you'll understand why they get on the field and someone fucks up and they're grabbing their teammate by their face mask going, "Are you fucking bullshitting me? 2 fucking weeks we prepared for this play and you blow it. Get the fuck out of my face." And if you played sports, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Before the ball was snapped, it was coming. I told you it was coming.
Exactly.
Yeah, because in sports world, you did or you didn't. There is no like that's what worries me about like this culture we're breeding with. There's like Little League now where they don't keep score and all this, and they're constantly trying to breed competition out of sports when you're young. And then, no, that's the life lessons that it teaches you they go well beyond sports.
Absolutely. And you know what? Yeah. As part of this, I actually coached and played and everything else. I watch also, okay? And here's the thing. As much as they want to try to tone down the competition with females, males, all of it, in sports, period, okay? It doesn't work all the time. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does, and the kid just goes off and rainbows and ponies, and he's fine. Or she is fine. But, okay, for example, you look at Michael Jordan. Okay, we've talked about him on the podcast ad nauseum. All right, from 9 years old, when he got cut from a basketball team, the man played with a chip on his shoulder until his last day. Okay?
Yeah, to this day, that fucking documentary, it became a meme. And him sitting in the chair, and I took that personally because he kept everything. I took that personally.
Yeah, it gets like I said, it teaches you it is or it isn't. When you get into the working world and you have a job or you're given a project at your job, you either got it done or you didn't. There isn't going to be like, oh well, you tried hard but you missed the mark. Yeah, you missed the mark. Sometimes you're going to get fired. Like that's right. That's what sports teaches you. You did or you didn't. It's Yoda, right? Do or do not. There is no try.
Right. And then you look at today, for example, LeBron James, great player. Been compared to Mike many times. Here's the difference.
Oh, boy.
LeBron James doesn't have that full competitive, that killer, I will do what it takes to win.
You're right.
And that's where you separate. And that today, in any sport, with any sex, with any whoever you want to call them, even if you got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't.
I agree with you there because with the exception in recent history, and you find out he only took the shot because he knew he didn't have time to pass it off. He actually admitted that. How many last shots, how many famous buzzer-beating last shots has LeBron James made in his career?
Yep. Bingo. He doesn't want the ball at the end of the game. He doesn't have – it's – another person I talk about ad nauseum. Patrice O'Neal called it years ago. Well, he didn't call it. He just said it. And he goes, any real basketball fan knows this, especially older ones. He doesn't have that killer instinct. He doesn't have that dagger that he wants to stick in your heart like Kobe and Bird and Magic and Isaiah and Michael did. He doesn't have it.
Yeah, well,
that doesn't mean he's not talented, and that doesn't mean that talent can't take an athletic ability and size can't take you far. Look how far it's taken him. But here's where the rubber meets the road. How many finals has he been in? How many finals has he won? How many fucking Super Bowls is my bad. The big games has Tom Brady been in? How many has he won? How many finals was Jordan in? How many did he win? That's where we separate the wheat from the chat. You know what I'm saying? We get down to the brass tacks. Yeah, I'll take LeBron anytime on my fucking pickup team. And yeah, in his prime, you could build a franchise around him. Keyword, around him. Because he's one of those people who makes others better, but he's not the linchpin that he thinks he is. And that's the problem, because he was such a hyped up motherfucker. That's why I can't stand talking about him anymore, because everybody's still stuck on this 2003 hype coming about that was buzzing about him. He ain't that. And they're still trying to force him to his image as he's this savior of the NBA. Well, yeah. He's not.
Well, the sports media, though, is a very big part of it, because yesterday I sent you guys, or maybe 2 days ago, I sent you something in the chat. The NBA Finals are going on right now. You got the Phoenix Suns, who are Cinderella story, coming out of nowhere, out of the West. And then you got the other teams. You got the current Finals MVP on it, who took down the fucking Nets with Kevin Durant scoring 50 points a game. And they're fucking sending out fucking little alerts of, here's LeBron watching basketball on TV. Like, are you fucking shitting me? Like, he's not in the finals. You still got to talk about him.
Let's get into it now that we've turned to it.
No, hold on. Finish the LeBron conversation. We'll get there. Okay. Ice. We'll get there, conversation rapist.
It's not a conversation rapist. You guys dove into it. Anyways, LeBron, it's funny because the NBA is moving away from him. I get who their next best thing is. They're trying. It's not there yet, but they're trying. As soon as he retires, as soon as LeBron retires, the Greek freak is all the rage.
Well, the media has not gotten that message because, like, and it's not just ESPN, CBS, all kinds of fucking dumb shit. Or like, here's LeBron coach or watching his son play. The finals are going on. We're still talking about this motherfucker. Stop covering him. He's over.
And you're talking about him in a way that's not even in relation to what's going on with the fucking finals. It's literally.
Here's the funny part in that sense. LeBron is like exactly like Michael Jordan. Whenever you say his name, somebody's going to look at it. It doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if he's playing. Doesn't matter if he's watching. Doesn't matter if he's watching TV. It don't matter. A tweet does not matter.
Like, I swear to God, I'm not trying to be snarky. I'm not trying to be an ass. I'm just trying to understand, what does brand recognition have to do with what we're talking about? Like, are you? I mean, like, is it the kind of? Are you saying that, like, because if they know if whatever they put about him, even if it's LeBron reads his shopping list, they're going to get hits? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you put the name LeBron James, somebody's going to click it.
I clicked it and sent it to you guys to be like, why are they still talking about him? They got what they wanted. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I just want to make sure I was understanding what you were saying, but
it's exactly what they did with Mike. It didn't matter if he was owning a team, didn't matter if he was coming back to play with the Wizards, didn't matter what he was doing. Here, Michael Jordan, swinging a bat in the minor leagues. Huh? What? Click.
Yeah, well, look, NBA, whatever. But real quick, I did want to just double back and get this thought in about baseball, because we did wander very far as we come to from the topic at hand, at least the initial topic.
We're like jazz. We're like sports jazz.
Yes. We all pick a key, we agree where to start, and we just kind of make it up as we go.
Yeah.
It's called free jazz if you don't know. Sometimes we're not even in the same key. Just like free jazz.
Just look at me. I got jazz hands. Look, jazz fingers.
Sometimes Earl shows up, plugs in like a Marshall half stack, and starts playing Metallica.
I love it, bitches.
We're trying to do free jazz. He's like, I want to rock.
And then Mike Patton shows up and sings for us.
Right?
All right, cool.
Cool. Now we're Mr. Bungle. Yeah.
Somewhere. One listener's like, oh, I get that.
There's some 45 years old right now laughing his ass off.
Anyways, I don't say this shit lightly, because like grand, declarations. Earl, you pretty much have that on lockdown on this, this podcast, especially about athletes and the performance we're seeing. But I just got to say, once again, the Angels are the luckiest unlucky team I've ever fucking seen in my life. They have Mike Trout, who for the last decade, the only person who even gave him a run for his money because he won the Triple Crown was Miguel Cabrera, and that was the early 2010s. Mike Trout was considered the best base player in baseball, pretty much all last decade from when he got into the league. He's being wasted in Anaheim. New York, Boston, St. Louis, Chicago, he would be Derek Jeter level of fucking famous. Shohei Ohtani is doing something we've never seen in our lifetime in Major League Baseball.
He's Babe Ruth 2.0. Literally.
He's Babe Ruth, but appears to even have a higher upside as far as his pitching. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you got to think about it. Babe Ruth, they moved him from pitcher to outfielder to get his bat in the lineup, because he couldn't, even at his young, after Boston sold him, traded him, whatever you want to look at it, to New York, he couldn't take the wear and tear of pitching once every 4 days and playing in the field every 3 or for 3. Ohtani does that and excels at both to the point where he started in the outfield. He was on the All-Star team starting the outfield, starting pitcher, and could have been a starting outfielder, but he couldn't play 2 positions at the same time. Dude, it's amazing. It's seriously amazing. And I mean, if he wasn't on Anaheim, this would be the biggest. This would be Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa Part 2. There you go. Fucking America. It's Japanese once again. Fucking making us look like fucking assholes. Look at this. This guy's just going out there and producing. I'll play both sides of the ball. I'll be good at both. He can play the whole fucking field. That's why the Japanese kicking our ass. Well,
didn't we bomb on them a few years ago?
Didn't we what?
Bombs. Fucking fertilizer?
Oh. You're quoting fucking, what's his face?
Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah. Andrew Dice Gay. I am over here now. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, I'd like mayonnaise. Anyways, sorry. I threw myself off with that one. Like, dude, seriously, and then I'm hesitant to even dip my toe in this because it's so ridiculous. I get that it's a double standard in some people's eyes, but ESPN came out and made fucking Stuart Scott do his fucking whole "I'm sorry."
Whoa. R.I.P. Stuart Scott. Stephen A.
Or Steve.
That'd been impressive as Stuart Scott. They brought the zombie of Stuart Scott.
Now, see, here you go. I'm gonna show you the difference between taking me at face value and assigning intent to something that I misspoke. I really don't care for Stuart A.
Smith. Well, they fuck now? They had a baby.
I really don't care.
Just call us Sass and move on.
Call it their black guy because that's.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, people are gonna be, oh, they all look the same. No, Anyways, still.
It's not our fault. ESPN only has one high-profile black guy at a time. That's their problem, okay? Not ours.
I just want Stuart.
Scott is just the fucking man, and the Sass is, well, not.
Yeah.
That's why he's saying Stuart Scott.
Stephen A. Smith peaked with that fucking Iverson interview in the 2000s, and that was it.
Maybe I'm getting old and grumpy. Stephen A.'s starting to grow on me. I'm starting to agree with him more and more.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like, he come out and people were like, why is Ohtani not the face of baseball? And he come out and he goes, because, one, he's in Anaheim, same as Trout. No one argued that point. No one was arguing at that point with Trout. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, because you got the people who are trying to fucking find fault and everything and assign how they think something it should be to what it is instead of dealing with it what it is, he goes, also, he doesn't really speak fluent English. He speaks through a translator. That hinders his marketability in this country. And people are like, that's racist. That's not racist. That's a fact. How is it when the facts become racist? You're a zealot. You're a cult member. You are not dealing with reality. You're seeing the world. What'd you say earlier, Chris? We were talking about someone.
You're not living in reality on reality's terms.
Boom. There you go.
No, he's right. If he could work the press better, he'd be a fucking super. It's the same reason Miguel Cabrera is not at the level he should be nationally.
And of course, here come all the people. I fucked up. I wandered into a comment section because the guy was like, "This is double standard. This is racist." Blah blah blah.
The media needs a sound bite.
If this was a white guy, he'd have been fired already. And I was like, and just like the white guy, if it had been a white guy who said it, if Max Kellerman would have said it, he shouldn't have been fired. Neither should Smith. Period. End of story. It might be insensitive, but no one has the right to not hear something that's insensitive. It might be blunt, but here's my question. Here's the litmus test. Does he use an interpreter when he gives interviews?
Yeah.
Yes or no? Yes, and shut the fuck up. What's more insulting? What's more racist? To assume that he's too ignorant to learn how to speak another fucking language, at least to give some pat answers? Enough to shill some fucking sugar water for Coke or Pepsi? Or to go, hey man, even the fucking players who come over here. But case in point, At one point in the 2000s, the Tigers infield was all native Latin speakers. That was their native language, or Spanish speakers. They're all from Latin America, except for Brandon Inge. You know what Brandon Inge did? To be a better infielding unit, he learned Spanish.
So did he put the little thing over the N in his name so he'd fit in?
Brendan
Inge. and then he put the thing over the N and then the thing over the E so he could fit in.
Oh, we missed out on the perfect It's Nino.
Yeah.
It's Nino. There you go. That could have been his fucking nickname here in Detroit. He's the token gringo. Because he was the only person on the infield who was fucking a native English speaker.
So is he racist because he learned Spanish to communicate with the rest of the team?
And I made that in the comment. I said, look, I spent a third of my childhood I spent a third of my childhood in Florida. I heard Spanish all the time. There is literally now boxes you could check when you go to certain areas of the country where they say languages that you are capable of understanding and or fluent in. And Spanglish is one of them. It's its own thing. It's a combination of English and Spanish. It's nothing new. Italians do it all the time. Capiche ain't in a fucking English word. How many motherfuckers you ever met that are Italian? You understand me? Capiche? That means understand, motherfucker. I learned enough Spanish to be able to follow them within 3, 4, 5 months.
I know kitchen Spanish. It's enough. It's it for me.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, fuck off with your assumption that asking anybody to put any effort towards anything is somehow istophobe.
I've always made this point. If I move to Mexico, I have to learn Spanish.
Take your ass to Paris and don't speak French and find out how quick you get fucking treated like a fucking dog turd in a goddamn wedding cake.
If I want to
go ahead.
All right, well let's do it. Let's do it this way, Rich. There was a Japanese guy. He was pretty big. He was a pretty big star, pretty big name. He was in Seattle. I'm sure you know his name.
God damn it! Just say it's Ichiro. Jesus Christ.
Yes. It was Ichiro, and he spoke enough English to be that star.
Yeah, he was a bigger star in Seattle than he was when he was on the Yankees.
Exactly.
Well, there's a large Japanese population in Seattle. That probably helped. But yeah.
Yeah, but you remember when, oh, goddamn, I forget his name. His nickname was Godzilla. Played for the Yankees in the 2000s. Came over in like his late 20s, early 30s, and won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, and didn't he set all kinds of records in like 5 years?
Something like that. I forget his name.
Oh,
but my point is no, it wasn't.
Was
No. He was the Yankees. He was on the Yankees, as far as I know, from the beginning of his career until the end. I can't. If he went someplace else, I can't. It doesn't matter. The point is that even they knew their strengths. The Yankees are pragmatists. The Yankees are going to get paid. Fuck you, pay me. The Yankees are the mafia. Yankees are the U.S. Fuck the U.S. government. The Yankees are IRS. Who?
Hideki Matsui.
Yep.
Matsui. Thank you. Yes.
Just found it. Yeah.
Yeah, Matsui. Okay, so the Yankees knew. Okay, obviously, now I never really saw him learn enough like English to have a long form interview in English, but they also knew that he was a huge fucking draw in Japan, and they wanted to fucking siphon off some of that fucking fan base and their fucking money to the Yankees. So what'd they do? When he played in New York, he was a corner outfielder. His corner was fucking covered in goddamn ads that were in fucking Japanese. This is what we're not dealing with reality. These are professional athletes who are trying to make as much money as possible out of as short of a career, or out of a career that could be very short. I mean, very short. Any minute could come to an end. Why is it wrong to have a discussion about why wouldn't an athlete try to expand his ability to make money? If I was playing in Japan and I was an American-born athlete who spoke English and not a lick of Japanese, believe me, when I got off the plane and the interpreter come up to me from the team, I would go, "It's good to meet you. Hope you like me, because you're going to be my fucking Japanese professor, because you need to teach me how to speak this shit." Period. End of story. I don't understand why that is fucking controversial. And he had to do his little penance in the kangaroo court of public opinion on ESPN the other day. Like, am I missing something, guys? I know we all pretty much think alike on a lot of this shit, but I mean,
this is just the way that people think, man.
Chris, give me the devil's advocate side here, because I'm not really seeing how this is racist at all. Besides, you talked about someone in a language they're not proficient in.
The devil's advocate argument is like there's always an asshole on Twitter who's going to be mad about something. And that's because I'm with you on this. Like, the media needs a soundbite. If you can't work the media here, you're not going to be the media star. That's how it is. It's not because they need a soundbite.
You're saying the only reason he's not a bigger star is because of his nationality.
No, it's because he can't speak English.
Oh, see, that's not factual. If that's what they're saying, that's not factual. Because as far as I saw, granted, I didn't see the clip. I read the transcript. Stephen A. Smith and others were pointing out it's an aggregate of things. It's the sum of all things. It's the fact that he is in Anaheim. He is on the West Coast. There is a time difference. Most people on the East Coast aren't staying up till 10 o'clock to watch first pitch on a West Coast game. You know what I'm saying? So, like, all that got ignored. And this one thing pulled out and cherry-picked. And that's where it's like, if that's your argument, well, the reason no, that was never said. You're lying. You are dismissed now. You can't. Adult conversation and you are parting ways. Go to the naughty step until you can figure out how to fucking deal with shit like an adult and deal with facts and not fantasy. Because I'm not here to write which.
Here's why you don't argue with those people. Because those same people would go to Stephen A. when he's talking and go, "You were absolutely right," when he says a thing that's actually racist, embedded in racism. When he goes and says, this team, because the Brooklyn Nets didn't hire a coach that's black, when he starts talking about black head coach, they're the same people that are there to rip him about this are praising him about that. Now that is all embedded about racism. But this?
Yeah, that's called, dude, it's called double standards. And this is why I've been saying it.
People. And it's like, that's racist and you're good with it. This is just a state of fact, and you want to blow your head off over it? Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, like I said, dude, I first of all, I half the shit that people have declared racist, well more than half the shit that people have declared racist on ESPN. I want to this whole comments blanketed in that, so don't get it twisted. I'm like, it's not racist. That's just a fact. And you people are fucking pissed off because why? Because sports has winners and losers, and sometimes the winners all don't look like who you think should be standing at the fucking on top of the podium or lifting the cup or fucking the Lombardi Trophy or whatever. Get the fuck out of my face. Because let me tell you something, dude. Let me tell you something. Every goddamn professional sport in this country, could go all black front office to fucking the water boy. Fuck it. Just do what some of these people really do want. They're just, we'll hear it in our lifetimes. We don't want white people in sports. That's what they want. Okay, do that. Now, when the winners and losers and water starts finding its level start happening, what's your excuse then? What is your complaint then? How is this whitey's fault then? How is this systemic racism? How is this the patriarchy? How is this whatever invented bullshit, some fucking cocksucking piece of shit professor that invented some nonsense to get a paycheck to teach you bullshit came up with? Dude, it's never, that's why I'm saying, don't play the game. You can't play the game with these people because you can't, there's no winning.
No,
they can't win.
That's what I was going to say. I firmly believe there are people in this country now that get up, have their robe on, make their coffee, crack their knuckles, they get ready for work, they sit down at a desk, and their job is to go look at these fucking comments and state the opposite.
A few years ago,
reality.
A few years ago, I would disagree with you. Now I don't. Because they probably work for like news outlets.
Yeah, dude. It's for anyone listening to what Ice and us are talking about going, oh, that's conspiracy theory stuff. That's tinfoil hat stuff. Let me tell you something.
That's what they're making interns do nowadays.
Chris, you just hit on it. Chris can back me up on this. You've worked in the service industry, specifically the food service industry. A lot of people whether or not they're valid or not, will go to reviews online to look up a restaurant. I've worked for fucking general managers and owners of restaurants that said, if you have absolute downtime, meaning nothing to clean, all the prep done, no customers, get on your phone, go to these pages, write glowing 5-star reviews about us.
Wow, see, I have not. Those are. I would tell those people, run your shit better. That's what I would tell those people. You want good comments, okay. Run your shit better.
But yeah, I mean, dude, that is, I mean, believe me, that is not something that's like a remote experience for me. That is something that happened.
Oh no, I'm not saying it. I'm just saying, like, I know that exists, but just like. Yeah, my answer would be like, run your restaurant better. Maybe you'll get like real 5-star reviews.
I got what you're saying, but also at the same time, now do you?
I know the background on the moron you used to work for. That's probably where I'm speaking from.
Yeah. But I mean, the what I'm getting at is that, you know, if you think some fucking podunk little franchise or little mom and pop store is going to do that, but these major corporations who have armies of people at their disposal aren't going to do that to push their brand recognition or Q rating or whatever the fuck up, and because guys, we all know this is business. The only thing they care about is the bottom line. Did we make money or did we lose money? And by the way, staying the same is losing money in our mind.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm lying, tell me I'm lying.
No, there's a documentary out there that exposed Instagram. Like a lot of followers and a lot of comments are fake, and it's shit like that people are doing to make sure that they look like they're fucking, you know, that they're big shit on social media.
There was a podcast host that if I named his name, you would know him. That's how well known he is. He flat out admitted when he started his podcast, he was faking like these phone calls and shit in. And like, cause he gave out like a hotline or like, you know, he had a chat room and he was saying he goes, I would make burner accounts, go into the chat room and post shit and then go read it online and act like it was from somebody else, because that's how you get people interested in shit. When other people see that other people want something, all of a sudden they are interested in what that person's coveting.
Nothing attracts a crowd like a crowd.
Boom. It's too simple, too easy, private, too easy. So, I mean, this is not be out of the realm of possibility, and like the bullshit that comes with it, people just don't realize, man. And it's like, dude, these people are never going to be happy, and that's why they can't win, because they have no win. They have no finish line. Everything's always going to be fucked up because they're searching for perfection. But in the search for perfection, they're destroying everything good and great in the world.
I heard somebody on a podcast talking about, you know, it's Adam Carolla likes to make the point that, you know, the racism talk really got ratcheted up once we had a black president. And the point that the guest made was, well, yeah, because once that happened, the people who made all their bones on telling, on saying that everything's racist, you can't make any. If you have a black president, that kills you. So you got to keep moving the line. So it's just, I think what you're getting at, Rich, is like there's just, no matter what becomes acceptable, there's always going to be people who are offended, and it's just we're just going to keep pushing it and keep pushing it and keep pushing it, and it doesn't matter.
Absolutely. Bill Burr brought it up. He said, look, you know, here's the deal. He's like, you're going to start seeing this, and this was on Opie and Anthony over a decade ago. He said this. He's like, you're going to start seeing this. You're going to get to the point where people are going to, because now you can't say anything racist in public because everybody's fucking calling you on the shit. Once again, this is over 10 years ago. This is right around the time smartphones started becoming really prevalent in everybody's pocket. He goes, everybody's got a recording studio in their fucking pocket. So now people are just keeping the racist thoughts inside. And now people are walking around going, I'm assuming that you're racist because I think you are. And that's where we're at now. Where racism is, I think you're racist because you're white. Have I done anything racist? No. Have you said anything racist? No, but you're born racist. You're white. You cannot rationalize with that. That is trying to rationalize with someone who believes in original sin in the sense of Christianity.
The last couple of years, I've just accepted the fact that people are making judgments about me. I'm middle-aged.
Yeah, you have to.
I got my head shaved. I got a salt and pepper beard, and I'm white. So I'm just assuming half the people my age, or people half my age just assume I'm the fucking devil wearing fucking Nikes. I don't give a fuck. You've built people like me. Congratulations. Also, by the way, that's how you got Donald Trump. But
yeah. Right. And then you try to go back and call them on it, and you end up proving their point. You're like, so you think I'm racist just because I'm white? Isn't that racist? See? Takes one to know one. Told you were racist. What the fuck?
If you make trust me, this argument, it's the most basic, simple argument that destroys them, and they don't want to hear it. If you actually say, hey, isn't making sweeping generalizations about a group of people based on their skin color, I don't know, racist? They don't want to hear that.
Well, the problem is we got a got you society, and people lose track of the real problems here. I compare this shit with Stephen A. Smith and Otani to, like, in my mind, how do I put this? People are pissed because he said something that the usual woke flakes would go, that's racist if it came from a white person. And they're like, well, why isn't he being punished? So ESPN feels the heat. They read the fucking tweets. They see it trending, and they make him do his fucking, forced apology at gunpoint tour. So he goes on all the shows and he apologizes, and they put his shit online. He apologizes. And these people are like, well, he should have lost his job like so-and-so did. And it's like, no. That's not the argument. The argument is he said nothing racist, just like homeboy over here said nothing racist. Neither of them should be fucking in trouble for anything they said.
We're letting the inmates run the asylum. Like, fucking...
Not for nothing. ESPN is not above firing people for being racist, even if they're not white. Jamel Hill, looking at you.
No, she still works for him. The Root is... the thing she works for is owned by ESPN. They just banished her to fucking...
Yes.
They banished her to a blog.
It's like being a career military person and getting stationed in the Antarctic.
Like, she still works for him. Just, yeah, she's not as high profile. Oh, damn it. I had a great point and I lost it. Damn it, Ice.
Well, I mean, dude, it's like I said, I compare it to the argument about gay marriage. Oh, gays shouldn't get married, ruin the institution of marriage. That's not the argument you should be having. You should be pissed off the governments in your love life. Why do you have to drag the government and sign a governmental contract to declare your love for somebody? And if you're going to give me all the reasons, well, tax reasons and health insurance reasons, well, aren't they the fucking government? Can't they make laws to get rid of that? But they don't, do they? Because they want to be involved in your fucking life.
And by the way, if you marry...
Go ahead. Even you getting married, they got to get their cut of. Tell me the government ain't the goddamn mafia.
Well, I was going to say, too, also, that everyone talks about the tax break, but if you marry someone with a checkered financial past, you don't get that tax break because you do everything married, filing separate.
Yeah. And you get hindered.
Well, if they accrue the debt after you get married, yes. Trust me, I did lots of homework on that.
Sporgy. ChristopherMedia.net.
Summer is not just reserved for the weekends. It's time to say goodbye to your old vacation and say hello to Camelback Resort in the Pocono Mountains. Plan a midweek getaway and save up to 25% when you book early. 2 water parks, indoor and outdoor, with over 50 rides, slides, and attractions. Newly renovated suites, and you can take the fun off-road with the new Switchback UTV tours. Private campfire experiences, and more. Book your Camelback vacation today at camelbackresort.com. Aquatopia always included with your stay. Restrictions apply.
Your AC works overtime all summer, so be sure to replace your old air filters with new Filtrete air filters. They recommend updating HVAC filters at least every 3 months all year round. So order your Filtrete air filters today at Filtrete.com. Let's clear the air.
Now through July 16th, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, and make your workout a win with tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. Just $1 down. Join in club or at planetfitness.com. Deal ends July 16th. See club for details.
Peacock fuels your true crime obsession with exclusive new originals. John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise.
Clowns can get away with murder.
And Epstein Shadow, Ghislaine Maxwell.
She inherited Jeffrey Epstein's secrets.
Plus the most bingeable crime series, Snapped. Sign up now at peacocktv.com. Streaming only on Peacock.
John Wayne Gacy is suspected of having killed as many as 32.
Straight from the killer's mouth.
They want you to believe that I alone committed these murders.
The new gripping 6-part documentary series that investigates the crimes that shocked the nation.
The thing everybody thought they knew wasn't the whole story.
John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise. All episodes streaming now. Only on Peacock. Streaming only on Peacock.
John Wayne Gacy killed 32.
Straight from the killer's mouth.
They want you to believe that I alone committed these murders.
The new gripping 6-part documentary series, John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise. All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock.
ChristopherMedia.net. Sporgy.
Anyways, the Gotcha Society, Trevor Bauer, looking at you. How you guys?
Yeah, he's getting railroaded, man. Like,
he's gotcha. Gotcha.
Have you guys read the text?
Oh yeah. Dude, I sent it to the group chat a week ago, and one news source reported on it. Out of all the news sources I went to, about the text she sent, by the way.
That bitch is into that shit.
Yeah. Before he even laid eyes on her, she's like, I want you to choke me out while you fuck me. Bro, can we stop with this fucking every woman is this fucking, like, you know, beautiful fucking innocent flower bullshit?
Full of innocence.
Let me tell you something. These days, by the time your average chick reached 25, she's had more fucking pricks in her than a goddamn pincushion. Ain't nothing new under the sun going on with that bitch. The gangbang, you weren't invited to. The all-girl gangbang, there ain't no video footage of. But it all happened. Get used to it and move the fuck on. Sorry. Just not bad.
But yeah, like, he's getting...
That was the jealous
Rich. Right there. Rich just mad he didn't invite it to the all-girl gangbang.
Well, no, because we went through this with with Tiger Woods a decade ago with his fucking texts when they got released, and they were like, because, you know, there was, of course, the woke flake crowd wasn't as fucking given the platform that they are now, but they were still vocal, and they're like, oh, he raped, you can't fuck that many women without raping one.
Probably helped that Tiger's a minority too.
And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Have you read these text messages? We're like, I want you to choke me. I want you to fuck me in my ass and fucking throat fuck me.
It seems the thing that people can't handle, and you started to touch on this, Rich, is what we learn in situations like this is, Guess what? There's women out there who like to fuck.
Yeah.
It's not just men who like to fuck. There are women. I can show you my phone right now. There's a lot of there's women out there who like it just as much as men, and they'll do it for sport.
And there's some of them out there that'll fuck your ass in half if you ain't up to the challenge.
Seriously,
it sounds
way farther than you ever thought was possible.
Yeah, you'll be saying your safe word.
Yeah, like
and it sounds like he ran into one of these broads.
But he's of the age. Like, my toe's been back in the dating pool here for a few weeks. He's at the age where you run towards crazy. I'm not running away from crazy. If I sense crazy immediately, we're done. Like, I'm not talking to you. We're done texting. We're done messaging. Like, no. I'd like to think by 42 I could sniff out crazy. And yeah, crazy. And when I was younger, crazy meant you were going to fuck me good. Now crazy means you're going to fuck me good in a whole different way. No, thank you. And Trevor's finding out.
Well, I mean, dude,
ever so often these athletes find out. You know, Brett Favre, Tiger Woods, Kobe Bryant, God rest him.
I'm trying not to put too much of my business out here, but I got 2 girls right now that they want me to hit them. And with this Trevor Bauer stuff, I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. Sorry, maybe you need to move on to somebody else. Because all of this, if you read the text messages, this was all consensual. Everything that was done to her, she asked for. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, I shouldn't have wore that dress. There's written proof. Go find it on the internet. Go read it. She asked for all this stuff.
When you allow someone the carte blanche to be as far out there as they want to go with their sexuality and what they can and what is and isn't acceptable with them, then you got to take with that the reality that comes with it. They're not a wilting flower, okay? They're not some innocent little babe in the woods that butter wouldn't melt in their mouth. Don't give me that bullshit, all right? Sorry. Like, dude, I'm not hung up, all right? But I've been with chicks whose team photo far fucking surpassed mine. And truth be known, probably most of them, except for my first couple sexual encounters, most of them surpassed mine because women are the sexual gatekeepers. You can't take rape and sexual assault out of the conversation. A woman has to let you fuck her.
Yes.
You have to either make her fall in love with you or make her desire you to where she finally goes, we can fuck. End of story. All right. And believe me, the better looking they are, ever since, what Chris Rock say? You've been getting dick offered to you since you were 13, 14. That's why it doesn't have any value to you. Can I hold the door for you? Can I give you some dick?
A conversation me and my ex-wife kept having the last few months. How come we don't have sex? I'm like, I'm a guy. You just got to tell me when. Like, yes, you are the gatekeeper. You are the deciders.
Exactly. Okay, we want all the power and control. We want to decide when everybody has sex, ourselves and you. Okay, fine. We've relinquished that control. I know plenty of friends. I have plenty of friends and family who have ruined their entire lives over chasing ass. They fucking have destroyed their lives over pussy. Okay, and we let them do it. Well, why did none of the responsibility come with that? Why is it always our fault? And it's the same shit that goes. Once again, fucking NFL news. Richard Sherman goes berserk. I heard, Earl, you said what? 3 different fucking stories you heard about his domestic assault or something?
He did a domestic assault. He did a hit and run. He did run away from the cops. I was like, what the fuck did he do?
Okay, now here's my point. We'll get it deeper into that in a second, but here's my point. He gets arrested. There's Earl read 3 separate stories presented as fact about this situation. We still don't know the facts of the situation. Dwayne Haskins' fucking wife beat the shit out of him, knocked his teeth out, and is arrested. And it's not a fucking story.
Damn.
Okay?
Must have fucked her mom or something. Jesus. Because it doesn't follow the narrative.
Boom. So it's not hard to figure out, folks. It really isn't. That's the sad part. They're doing it right in front of you, and they're looking at you going, you're not seeing what you're seeing.
Oh,
yes, the fuck I am.
See, now here, I'll play the devil's advocate. Is she going to get punished as much as a man would? I bet you she won't.
No, she's not. No, of course not. I have an ex who...
No, she's already out.
If Dwayne Haskins did that to her, he'd be in jail right now. He'd probably be on no bail.
Without bail.
Yeah.
He gets no bail.
Yeah, he'd be being held without bail. The trial by media would already be underway and over. He'd already be guilty.
So I don't care, to answer your question, I don't care what her punishment is, probation, whatever. No, she's already not as punished as Richard Sherman. He is being held without bail. She is not.
Now, the latest I heard today, as far as Richard Sherman, was apparently, now they're reporting, so we can add a 4th story to this, that he was drunk and threatening to kill himself when cops arrived. How that is domestic assault, I don't understand. What are we now? If you go to commit suicide, are we considering that domestic assault so we could throw men in prison? Because we can't invent enough bullshit reasons to lock people up in this country?
I feel like this question has to be asked. Is this in California?
Well, where does he play for? Where's he from? Where'd he go to college? Where'd he go to high school?
Especially
I'm assuming it's the off season. He's at home. He's probably in California.
He went to Stanford. He plays for the Niners.
No, he was in Seattle.
Oh, he was in Seattle. Well, still, all right. Same rule applies. It's I would have said to California. He was in a very woke part of the country. So the laws are probably designed to come down harder.
There you go.
All right, I can play this card. Oh, and he's black.
Oh, but that ain't
locking up another black man over some bullshit.
See, this is the beauty of it. This is what I love. That fight will happen. It won't happen on Front Street in the media. That fight will happen in comment sections, in op-ed pieces in sports, on sports talk radio, because you will have a segment of people who call in and go, this is bullshit. If this was a white player, and they'll give you examples of white players that have gotten away with it. And then people will call up and go, we don't even know what the fuck happened. How many fucking stories have we had? Me, I'm just doing, this is what I took away from the situation. The facts as I know it is, he was taken into custody, he was charged with domestic violence, drunk and disorderly, resisting arrest. He was denied bail. I don't know of any situation where they deny bail that's not like a capital fucking crime, like murder.
You spoke it into existence, so I'll just be the guy that's, I mean, I could right away, the first thing that jumps to mind is an incident at Ohio State. Did that player ever get charged with anything? Or that coach ever get charged with anything? He got fired. We know that. But other than that, we know he whooped on his wife. Urban Meyer knew about it. He got fired. And then did anything ever happen?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. They stopped. Well, see, but that goes back to.
Now I'll shit on my own argument. Richard Sherman's rich. So there's that equation too.
Yeah, so is the Ohio State University.
That's what I'm saying.
State University came out with a big ass broom.
Richard Sherman can buy white justice. All right, let's be honest.
Well, when it comes to Ohio State, I feel the same way about Ohio State as I do about U of M and any other major school who's trying to protect their brand. Dude, you call in a lot of favors when you're trying to fucking sweep shit under the rug. And let's be honest, Ohio State there's more at stake for them than their goddamn football program. It's a major part of that school. Do not fucking get it twisted. But there are entire chunks of that school that have nothing to do with that goddamn fucking football program that aren't going down over some bullshit. And the people at the top run Ohio State and make sure that they cash their checks because that's who they get paid by, are going to protect that as long as and as hard as they can. I think that's part of the reason that story got buried and the U of M story's been buried. I haven't heard shit about that in 2 weeks.
That's fucked up, man. That guy's worse than Larry Nassar. That guy's got almost 3 times as many people as Larry Nassar. You haven't heard shit about it outside of the state of Michigan. Have you seen this on Earl? You watch ESPN all day, and I'm being serious. I'm not trying to cap on you. You've seen Dr. Anderson on ESPN at all? Coverage?
I haven't seen a damn thing or heard a damn thing on my news source here, on ESPN, on my alerts.
No.
Nothing about U of M. The only thing that's come across my phone about Michigan is that goalie that died.
Yeah, now that is the blue wall of silence.
But are you shocked? Because look at how many journalism people have went through U of M and have ties to it.
Oh yeah, they won't say shit. How many?
And then let's just say 50% of them can be guilted into, come on, do it for Bo and Chrysler and come on, buddy, and all this shit.
Or how many people just won't do it because it's that whole, well, that's where I went to school. You know that there's people that are probably doing that. I can't talk about my school like that. Really?
Exactly.
So injustice only matters to you when you don't like you know what I'm saying? Like where you apparently have a line.
If there was a boogeyman, this would be enormous news. There is no boogeyman.
See,
and to try to point the finger at Bo, I've told you guys this. Even if you tried to point the finger at Bo, you have no proof.
Dude, look, we covered this fucking well enough. We don't need to go back over this ground. I agree with you, dude.
Yeah.
A large problem of this is there's no fucking sexy money shot at the end of this.
Yeah, there's no one to parade in front of the cameras in cuffs.
Exactly. And because it is, and it does, well, excuse me, not is, allegedly, according to some people, and it appears to me, I have no facts, I have no proof, this is not a claim of factual information, appears to me this is a generational thing as far as turnover in the highest parts of U of M and keeping it hush-hush. And if that's the case, they're really going to cover their asses.
And by the way, I did think of this point after we talked about it, and I want to get this out there for all the people who are like, oh, Bo was just a pawn and this and that. He went to the athletic director and he didn't listen. At the end of his career, Bo was the athletic director. Everyone forgets that.
Yeah.
Bo knew and could have removed him. So yes, he is a piece of shit. All right.
And see the difference between Ohio State University and U of M and Penn State and Richard Sherman is dealing with Richard Sherman Incorporated. That's it. He doesn't have the full power of a university and all its alumni and their fucking money and power to fucking cover his ass. He's on his own, all right? And that's the difference. That's why these stories get buried. This one didn't. And you've gotten what? Earl's has read 3 separate stories. I read a story this morning, literally 2 hours before we started recording, saying that something completely different than the stories he read. And that's what passes for journalism these days. Guys, we could do that. Where's our fucking 6-figure checks?
Really?
I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not joking. There's no smile on my face. There's nothing. These aren't journalists. These are bloggers who get paid like professionals. That's all the fuck they are. And this is the journalism that we listen to.
And with Richard Sherman, not only does he have none of that, he has no team. If I was Richard Sherman, I would go full mafia on this bitch. Because any chance that I have of signing with a decent team now, gone. Richard Sherman is a free agent.
I thought he was on the Niners.
No, he is a free agent. He has no team. Oh. He has become a free agent this year.
He can be a corner for the Lions. I wouldn't be mad.
I wouldn't either. However, I said a good team.
Right. Well, yeah, he ain't coming here. He would just laugh and hang up.
He already did. He already did. When he was coming out of Seattle, we tried. And he went to fucking San Francisco instead.
Well, yeah.
You don't remember that?
A team that went to the Super Bowl in the last 3 years. Yeah, he made the right choice.
Yeah, he went there, told us to go get fucked.
Yeah, as well he should have.
Well, now he's fucked. So how you doing, Rich?
Yeah, he's fucked with the millions of dollars he's made over his career. He'll be fine.
Well, yeah, but if he wants to play out the rest of his career,
he's done anyways. Isn't he in his mid-30s?
He is.
Yeah. I mean, how many more years he's realistically got? He ain't Tom Brady. He's in a position that gets hit.
2-3 tops, but that's 2-3 of very good years from Richard Sherman. He's not the shutdown corner he used to be, but he's by no means done.
I mean, dude, he's the type of player. I don't know if he's willing to do this, but just the eyeball test, he seems capable. They could pull a fucking Rondé Barber, move him from corner to safety, get a couple extra years out of him. You know what I'm saying? And him be effective at that position. Because Rondé Barber was still effective at that position, even though it wasn't his native position. So, I mean,
he's 33. Are we going to be mad that we missed 33 to 38? I mean, we've seen the good part.
I get what you're saying, bro, and usually I'm with you on this stuff, but I think you're riding too hard on this one this time. You're leaning too much into it. Like, he's an athlete who, one, is ridiculously smart. I don't give a fuck. You don't go to Stanford if you're dumb. Yeah. Even to play football.
Well, I like his attitude. Like, he's like, you talk about a competitor. He's a guy. He puts it all on the field every time. Have you ever heard somebody talk about Richard Sherman played a lazy game today? No.
Yeah, half-assed.
Yeah,
out there not fucking.
What happened when he won the fucking Super Bowl?
Dude, even when the team he's on is getting fucking housed, he's still giving 100% till that fucking buzzer goes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and a smart individual with a high football IQ can buy himself a few extra years as long as he still has reserves from athletic ability to pull from. One will compensate for the other. There will reach a point where every athlete can't do it anymore physically, though.
And I will say
smart ones go into coaching.
To Ice, is he really done? Kareem Hunt, still playing football. Antonio Brown just won a Super Bowl. You think this is really going to kill his career?
I think it's going to make him hard to get a job this year.
Tyreek Hill is still number one receiver on the Chiefs.
But hold on 1 second here.
This year, no. Kareem Hunt got signed the fucking year that he kicked that girl's ass. He got signed like 8 weeks later.
Okay, but hold on. Before we jump off into the land of nonsense, we got 4 different stories. Let's go with the one that I read this morning. Let's say that's the actual one. If the man was having a mental breakdown for whatever reason and was drunk and was threatening to kill himself, that's going to make him look bad in the eyes of certain people in the NFL, but it's not going to blacklist him from the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, Rodman was in the Palace parking lot with a shotgun in his mouth and got signed to the Bulls.
Boom. Zach Greinke, he literally was under contract and walked the fuck away and went to go work at an insurance agency. They sent a guy from the head office to his insurance agency, and he's behind the counter working on a policy in a suit and tie. And he goes, "You're supposed to be pitching in a few days or in a few hours." And he's like, "No, I'm done." He came back and won a World Series. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there's something to work with, these people will squeeze it out of you.
Can you imagine the people who got his business card he sold a few policies to? Wait, wait, you have the same name? No, I'm him. Wait, what? I have you on my fantasy baseball team. What the fuck?
Yeah, so wait a minute. So don't start you tonight.
Yeah.
Like I you literally just pitched 5 days ago.
Yeah.
No, I don't anymore. How the fuck does that? My relationship didn't end that quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like any relationship, even my first one. But yeah, no. That's what I'm saying. If that's the case, he'll be all right. I mean, and look, here's the deal. I like Richard Sherman. For what I've seen of him, he seems like a cool guy. Might be a little intense and passionate, but whatever. I get accused of the same thing at times. So, you know, and
he's fun to watch.
If Richard Sherman squared off on me in the middle of an argument, I'd be like, bro, why? You know you're going to win.
Right?
You're a professional athlete.
You could literally whoop everyone in this house's ass. You would just line up and you would whoop everybody's ass.
You'd line us up and smack us like the three.
Yeah.
Right down the line. But yeah, it's like, dude, he seems like a genuine guy, but usually genuine people have a hard time in this world because this world is fake as fuck, and he is in the sports/entertainment world, which is even more fake as fuck. Maybe he's having a meltdown. Maybe there's something in his personal life. If that's the case, I don't think we should plan the funeral. The body ain't even at the fucking morgue yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if it comes out that he whooped his old lady's ass and beat up a bunch of cops and shit, I hope you had a good fucking financial advisor, because I think you're probably done, like dead serious done, like in the NFL. Never, like you will be blacklisted.
Like Ray Rice done?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't. I don't think we've seen the last of Richard Sherman on the field. What I'm trying to say is decent. I got a chance to win one more title before I leave. There's plenty of teams.
No way. He's too good.
Teams is better than I do that have signed troublesome people.
Dude, fucking, what's his name? Deshaun Watson is still going to play football this year. Richard Sherman will be fine.
Well, I mean, there's one thing I think we can all agree on, at least, because we have a track record to prove it. If there's like dash cam or body cam footage of him beating the shit out of his wife or girlfriend.
Oh, it'd be out by now, though.
You'd figure we'd have at least heard about it, but it's only been a couple days, right? I mean, let's be honest, your prosecutors probably, unless the prosecutors in Seattle's retarded, they're handling this very carefully because they don't want any fuck-ups one way or the other. I mean, especially like a fuck-up along the lines of, oh, you used to drug and rape bitches to the tune of like hundreds of them over 50 years? Oh, we fucked up. You can get out of prison. We made a clerical error. Go ahead, Mr. Cosby. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want to fuck up like that. If they got them dead to rights on some shit, they're probably playing it close to the vest. But what I'm saying is, if that video comes out, we all know it's over with.
But I think the video would be out by now. I mean, just my example is that Britney Spears audio from a couple weeks ago. That shit was out fucking minutes after that hearing was done. I just think we live in a world right now where people will get paid for that shit. I think if it was available, it would already be out.
I understand what you're saying, and we'll never really know. I guess
like TMZ pays money. Like remember that shit with Morgan Wallen? That shit happened overnight. By morning, it was everywhere. And that was somebody's fucking Ring doorbell cam. I'm just like that's. I got you. But at the same time, Britney is a fucking spectacle. She's not an artist, and has a conservatorship over her that has an interest in painting her in a very bad light. You know what I'm saying? Like there's many parties whose paycheck and their next meal depends on keeping her. But that audio was from a Zoom court hearing. It was like from a municipal, like that's what I'm saying. It was allegedly supposed to be super secure audio, and like minutes after that thing was done, it was on the internet because some fucking intern who wanted to have a boner and be like, "Look what I did," fucking put it out. I just said that's what I'm saying. Like, I think people are so fucked up now that if that was available, it would be out just because people suck now. And it's
well, I mean, like I said, I haven't heard anything about it. I'm just saying, if there's at any point in this process, I don't give a fuck if it exists or not. Doesn't matter to me at this point. But if it does come out and there's video and we see it and it's released to the public, he's fucking done.
Oh yeah, because we all know we're all picturing it right now. That Ray Rice video in the elevator, because we all seen it a million fucking times.
That's what I'm getting at. For whatever reason, we can bomb fucking people in other countries and kill innocent fucking children and civilians and shit. As long as we don't see it, we're fine. But you show it to us, and all of a sudden you're an asshole. Now, where's my trigger warning bullshit? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's. I mean, and if he whooped his wife's ass like that, well, if society has deemed that if you are caught on tape whooping your wife's ass, that's the end of your fucking career. You're no longer allowed to be a functioning member of society because we don't want you. I guess so be it. What can we do about it?
Hey, might as well killed her because you're as good as a murderer.
So is that what saved Kareem Hunt? It wasn't his wife? It was just some rando?
I have no idea.
Is that why he plays football now?
See, but doesn't this speak to the arbitrariness of how shit is enforced and standards are applied?
No, if you're good, you're fine. That's another reason why I think he'll be fine. Tell me about the court hearings Deshaun Watson has coming up. All Deshaun Watson has coming up is training camp. Like, if you're good, what's like Michael Jackson, right? If we like you, whatever, we sweep shit under the rug.
Wait, but doesn't it bother you, Mr. Chappelle, that Michael Jackson might have molested children? He made Thriller.
Yeah.
Thriller.
No, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like it's
he was bad, man.
If all of a sudden they were like Tom Brady, you know, something fucked up comes out about Tom Brady, no one's gonna fucking care because he got 7 Super Bowl rings.
I would. I'd be like, how the hell?
Well,
some fucked up shit comes out about LeBron. Nobody would fucking care because he's LeBron. If you're good, it doesn't matter. Sports, music, movies, fucking whatever. If people like you and you're good at it, unless you're Kevin Spacey, you're fine.
Matter of fact, the only bad thing about Tom Brady that was ever said was by his wife Giselle, that he gets all these concussions and everybody's like, no, shut up. Tom Brady's never had a concussion. Giselle was misspoken.
Oh no, there's been a lot more about Tom Brady said. You're forgetting a couple years ago when we spent almost a whole episode on that goddamn article that was all anonymous leaks coming out of fucking New England. And then what? A year later, he's no longer in New England. He's in Tampa Bay and he's on a mission. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, maybe that article. There's a lot about Tom Brady's an asshole.
Well, everyone always forgets
he's a professional athlete.
He left somebody knocked up to go be with Giselle. Everyone forgets that.
Boom.
Bridget Monahan was pregnant, and Tom Brady went, peace, I'm going to be with Giselle now.
Yeah. And I mean, here's the thing, it's fucked up.
But
I wouldn't kick Bridget Monahan. I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating fucking crackers.
But we're proving the point, right? He wins. He's good. Fucking, how many people you think really know that about him? Probably not many.
Well, okay. So one of you guys mentioned, I'm sorry.
But look at the shit with Belichick. Or not Belichick, with Kraft, right? For a minute there, it was, a horrible person, sex trafficker, this and that, right? They win another Super Bowl, nobody fucking cares that he likes to go to the rub and tug.
Wait, no one should have cared in the first fucking
right,
place.
Yeah,
because they weren't sex trafficked in. They weren't minors. They weren't fucking sex slaves. All that shit, see, that goes back to that. People can't fucking use anything against you that you said, did, or left online. They go, I assume you're racist, and that's all the proof I need. I'm assuming that she was a sex slave trafficked in. That's all the proof I need. So, I mean, I don't know. One of you guys did bring this up. I'm sorry. I can't remember I think it was Earl. But when we're talking about Richard Sherman, you're like, look at this, look at this, look at this. And you brought up the race thing. Well, here's something that I want to, you know what? For all the fucking, that ain't racist, what the fuck? Let's talk about something that might be racist. Because I'm almost convinced that race is definitely playing. Not almost. I'm convinced race is playing a factor in this. And that's that fucking, the chick sprinter from the Olympics.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's talking to Earl. We're probably going to be on a couple different sides in this one. Sha'Carri Richardson?
Yep. Yes. Now here's my thing. Okay, this is how I am looking at it initially. She's set a world record in women's running, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's one of the 2 fastest people on the planet that we have recorded, and she's not in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Why? Because she smoked weed, and supposedly that's a performance-enhancing drug, according to the IOC.
Let's strip away everything. There was a rule, and she violated it.
No, you're right. Here's my point. The most decorated Olympian in the history of this country or in any recorded history of Olympics is Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps, I clearly remember in 2007 watching videos of him doing 6-foot bong rips.
Correct. Michael Phelps also didn't drop dirty when he was getting ready for the Olympics. Michael Phelps knew to put the weed away when it was time to get ready to go to the Olympics.
Okay, well, hold on.
Or he just knew.
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Hold on. So, okay, I get you.
Well, okay, well, let me.
He didn't break a rule because she dropped dirty. I get you. Now, it doesn't matter to you that rule is complete bullshit, and we all know
that's a whole.
Anything, it's part of the discussion. It's not a different discussion. It's part of the discussion. Come on now.
It's a bullshit rule. It isn't about that the rule is bullshit. It's about that. It's a different conversation because another point I'll make with Michael Phelps, or also maybe he knew how to fucking not drop dirty, because right now, Kevin Durant, we all know Kevin Durant's relationship with weed. He's very vocal about it. Kevin Durant right now is passing piss tests for the Olympics. Just saying.
Okay. Now.
Okay, hang on a minute. Wait. Let me throw this.
Damn it, motherfucker! Go.
Wait. She failed a piss test. Yes, she smoked weed. She was suspended. The suspension was lifted. It was done. She served it. Gone. And they left her off the fucking team.
Yeah, because they don't want the fucking bullshit that comes with her.
Off the team. The team kept her off the team. Okay, so don't try to say she knew the rule and she broke it. No.
Wait, hold on, Chris. Hold on. Why is there bullshit that comes with her if she served her suspension? Because Michael Phelps was suspended. But what they did with Michael Phelps was, you're suspended for a month from the U.S. Olympic. You can't do this and you can't do that or whatever the fuck it was, but not during the Olympics.
We're back to if you're good, people look the other way.
She's one of the 2 fastest people on the planet.
Yeah, she don't have as much hardware as he had when he got caught doing that shit. She hasn't gotten hers yet.
Well, an inequality, no matter who an injustice committed against somebody, no matter who it is, in the name of what, is still an injustice.
If she didn't go on TV and admitted that she knew the rule and she broke it, she'd be in a lot better shape. But if you knew the rule and you broke it, what the fuck are you whining about? It's like applying for a job with a drug test, pissing dirty and going, why the fuck didn't I get the job?
No, she served the time for doing the crime. Why is she not? Fuck the 1 meter individual.
Because they don't want to, because maybe the team doesn't want the liability.
Fuck that, dude. She's the fastest woman.
Doesn't matter planet. Because guess what? It's in the word team. Team. It ain't all about you, sweetheart. We're a team. We're a team. There are other people on the team. The whole team doesn't need to get fucked because you can't put down the weed.
I watch the Olympics religiously, and I'm saying it. I hope that team finishes off the fucking podium, and they deserve it.
What? Because they don't want one. What? They suck because they don't want one selfish person fucking up things they've been training years for?
Selfish person? Do you understand?
She knew the rule and she broke it. Yeah, fuck yeah, that's selfish. It's absolutely selfish. It was all about her. She didn't think about the other people who've also been training for fucking years to get to the same spot. She only thought about her in that moment. Yes, it was selfish.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
There's other people on that team. It ain't all about you.
No, she served her time. She should be on that team.
So, okay, what I'm taking away from this is, if I'm wrong, let me know. Chris, you're like, well, Phelps is the most decorated fucking Olympian ever. That's why they fucking put up with it. Her, not so much. So you think they're looking at the risk-reward fucking factor in, and they're saying there's more of a risk with her than a reward.
Did you call me the businessman? That is exactly how they're looking at it.
Dude, that's what. Who just told you whatever, and who's actually sitting here trying to clarify shit? Yes, I understand.
I agree. No,
I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but my point is this: then what the fuck is going on that we don't know about? And here's the deal: your expectation of privacy is now done because not only is her dirty laundry being aired out by her, but the U.S. Olympic team aired out her dirty laundry.
Rich, you just hit on something too.
The IOC aired out her dirty laundry. So if they don't want her on the team for other reasons, it's a completely valid journalistic question to go, what are those other reasons? What problems does she bring that Michael Phelps didn't?
Maybe she's a shitty teammate. You just hit on it. We're only hearing about the weed. Maybe she is a nightmare teammate. Maybe she sucks to have on the team. Maybe she's not good for morale.
And if that's the case, that compounded with what she did does paint it as a selfish act, not an act of someone look, okay, I know I'm supposed to fucking have empathy and compassion. Her mother died. She was trying to deal with it. I get it. Believe me, I've turned to the bottle a few times.
Drink like normal people.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've turned to the bottle more than a few times in my life. I can't judge anyone for fucking doing that without me being a hypocrite. However, I never showed up drunk at work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to your point on that, yeah, that's a valid point. Now, I guess where we disagree is, y'all made this y'all made this a worldwide story. So any journalist worth a fuck is going to go, I have a lot of follow-up questions, and ain't none of them about weed at this point. So, I mean, what the fuck did she do to where you won't even let her back on the team? What is going on here? And if they go, we don't air our dirty laundry out in public, be like, then don't bother calling us next time with some bullshit breaking news that got us here in the first place. No one pays attention to your shit, but 2 weeks out the fucking every 4 years anyways, go back to obscurity, cocksucker. And that's the end of it. This is all because people are too fucking delicate to deal with the truth. Because let's be honest here. If it comes out she's a shitty teammate, we have a hard time in our society reconciling the fact that someone can be good at one thing and be a horrible person. Why? Because we're perpetually 5 years old, I guess.
Yeah.
We're obsessed with everything being fair. And by the way, fair means we get our way all the time.
You know what? I'm going to say this, and I ain't saying no more about it.
Go ahead.
I have a very strong relationship with weed for something completely different. Okay? For me, I don't see it as illegal. I don't see it as bad in any aspect ever.
Well, it ain't up here in Michigan.
Yeah. I don't either, but I'm saying, like, the conversation people are having with this is the wrong conversation.
And I'm going to hang on a minute, and I'm going to go back to the start of this podcast today. If being a bitch is what gets her to be the fastest woman on the planet, then so fucking be it. I'll put up with her attitude for a minute to win this gold medal.
I'm going to remember this the next time you bring up college football teams and how guys shouldn't think that they're more special than the others and they should always be about the team. I'm going to remember this conversation.
Bruh.
You're the first one to bag on players when they skip bowl games because it's the team and you've all been doing this for years and you're a unit and this and that.
And do an individual thing.
This was an individual act.
Or
she did it.
And then play as a team. That's one thing. You don't compare apples and oranges, Hoss. This ain't a college football team.
It's still an athlete on a team. It's an athlete on a team. It's apples to apples. The sport is irrelevant. If you're on a fucking team and you compete, you're on a team and you compete. The sport is irrelevant.
If you're on a team, you compete. Continue.
I just said the sport is irrelevant. It should not be about. It ain't about you. It's about. Like I said, she was putting she was putting all the work those other team members have done at risk because she wanted to by breaking a rule.
Okay, and she
became a liability.
Anybody else at risk?
Yeah, she could do something that could get. Yeah, if she could get the fucking team disqualified from the event. Yeah, she could.
An error. She served the time that they.
Yeah, and then guess what? Sometimes there's more consequences for your actions. Sometimes it's not just one. Sometimes there's ancillary consequences to your actions. Sometimes you ever heard of the butterfly effect, Earl?
You say that she's putting these people at risk. No, she ain't.
She's putting the team at risk. The whole
stress.
She drops dirty during competition. The entire team.
Person in the fucking planet.
You ready to listen, or you get everything out, or? She drops dirty during the competition. The entire team gets disqualified. Not just her. Right now, just her. You get to the fucking Olympics, the entire team gets fucked.
Okay, how many times can your mom fucking die, dude?
So drink like a normal person. So what? So we make it special exemption for you because you can't handle it? Oh, your mom, guess what? Everybody's parents fucking die.
Right, and a lot of people turn to weed. A lot of people turn to a lot worse. Rich just talked about turning to a bottle.
Michael Jordan's dad got murdered. He played the next fucking day.
Okay, and that's him, and that's the way he dealt with it. Beautiful. Do you know that he didn't take a hit off of blood? No, because there was no fucking social justice back then. There was no internet. You wouldn't hear about it unless somebody came out and squawked.
It's funny the things you choose to be woke on there, Ice. It's hilarious. It's humorous.
Dude, it's the fact. The chick had some issues. Mentally, physically.
Then I'll say the same thing about Naomi Osaka. Then maybe being a pro athlete isn't for you.
Bullshit, dude. She took a hit. I didn't say that she was right.
Dude, I am a giant stoner. I host a weed podcast, and I'm simply saying, from this standpoint, dude, there was a rule. You broke it. You knew it. You admitted it on national television. Sorry about your luck.
And then she served
consequences to your actions.
Right, and she took them, and she served it. What the problem is? Now put it behind us. Let's move forward.
And now the team has chosen to not want the liability going forward because they can.
And fuck them for that.
Okay, hold on.
Finish off the goddamn podium.
How about this? Let me ask this question. I'm pretty sure we know where you stand, Earl, but you can chime in here. But I want to ask Chris first. If it was your decision to keep her off the team, would this have been if it's just the weed test, would that have been enough for you to be like, I'm not taking the risk on you?
Yes, because she admitted that she did it knowing the consequences. To me, that's a selfish person. How are you going to be in the heat of competition?
I mean, now that I can understand because here's the deal. She did come out. She took responsibility. She didn't try to say someone slipped me something or I don't know how someone slips you weed anyways, but whatever, sure. Well, nowadays, I guess you can do it. You can just hand someone a weed drink, and if they're too stupid to smell it, they'll drink it. But whatever. But you know what I'm saying.
No, I would literally say exactly what I said to Earl. Like, right now, this happens to you, you just get penalized. We all get there, this happens. The whole team gets disqualified. Everybody's been working towards this, not just you. You chose to make this about you. Well, you can now take your punishment.
This has happened to her once in her career. This is not something that
and
has
guess
happened.
what? Bet you won't do it again.
This is not something that's been an issue. This is not something they've been afraid of. The woman was this person.
He only killed one person. It hasn't been an issue before.
This person.
That's kind of what you're doing, Ice.
Took a little bit. Oh fuck! All right, I had a moment. My bad. Okay, suspension. Yeah, that's my bad.
He only beat up his wife once. It's not an issue.
Okay. See, to me, this is like, it's weird because you're both on brand for yourselves. At least from my point of view, because it's making sense here. Chris, you're like, it's team sport. Your mom died. That's a rough situation, but you did something that you yourself admitted knowingly did that was going to fuck your spot with the team and possibly fuck the team over. That's not a good teammate in my book. Earl's coming from the point of view of she was in pain. This was her coping mechanism.
In pain all the time.
I understand that. Okay.
No, it's in the Michael Jackson drop.
Oh,
I was in pain all the time.
Oh, I thought you said she was in pain all the time. I'm like, both my parents are dead, bro. I know how it goes. It sucks for a while.
I was hurting. They locked me in a room for like 45 minutes.
5 minutes. A full Jackson. Yeah. Anyways, podcasting for nobody.
Right.
Anyways, so I understand where Earl's coming from, and even though you two are butting heads and doing it enthusiastically, you both fucking. I'm like, I understand where you're coming from. I don't agree 100% with either of you. I think you're being a little bit harsh, Chris, but at the same time, I get the mindset. I do believe there has to be something we don't know going on underneath the water, because I can't believe this is all just about her one bad decision.
I can go as far as like the night Dombrowski picked up Cabrera. That should have been it. Like, see you, dude. Go be someone else's problem. I just had to bail you out of jail during the playoffs. We're done here.
God, the fact that he was drinking with the fucking team he was playing the next day was, to me, is the. I mean, I'm talking about, why are you out drinking the night before a 1-game playoff?
Yeah, for starters. Let's start there. Yeah.
Second of all, why are you doing it with the team you're going to be playing against? Do that after the game's over. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. Let me say this. I see Chris's point. I am 100% against it. 100%, because and just because of that right there with Cabrera. Look, this is a one-time incident with her. This is a one-time thing in her whole fucking career. One thing. Her mom died. She had some issues. She turned to a coping mechanism. Cabrera, all types of drunk. All types of issues. And then during the playoffs, you get picked up. Yeah, okay, and I got to bail you out. Okay, that's not a good teammate. Cabrera, not a good teammate. Her, issue, one.
It's not an issue.
Is it possible?
The circumstance surrounding your mistake doesn't fucking matter. Ice, you sound like half the people we talk shit about all the time. You still made the mistake. The circumstance around the mistake doesn't fucking matter. You still did it. It doesn't undo it.
You sound like the people we're talking about all the time. The chick makes one fucking mistake and you want to end it?
Yeah, that's what happens, dude. You make mistakes, there's consequences, especially when you're on a stage like that.
And she fucking paid it. She served her suspension.
Yeah, and the team decided they moved forward without her. Like, we don't need this. We don't need to take this to Japan.
And she can't go into the individual.
Sporgy. ChristopherMedia.net.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
My dad used to say that.
Sure, yeah. It's from Geico.
Yeah, whenever I would ask my dad for life advice, he'd sit me down and say, son, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. And look at me now, a well-adjusted adult with a drawer full of plastic bags I'll never use.
Okay, I'm confused. Was your dad a licensed Geico agent?
Nah, he was just a real good dad.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
My dad used to say that.
Sure, yeah. It's from Geico.
Yeah, whenever I would ask my dad for life advice, he'd sit me down and say, son, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. And look at me now, a well-adjusted adult with a drawer full of plastic bags I'll never use.
Okay, I'm confused. Was your dad a licensed Geico agent?
Nah, he was just a real good dad.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
My dad used to say that.
Sure, yeah. It's from Geico.
Yeah, whenever I would ask my dad for life advice, he'd sit me down and say, son, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. And look at me now, a well-adjusted adult with a drawer full of plastic bags I'll never use.
Okay, I'm confused. Was your dad a licensed Geico agent?
Nah, he was just a real good dad.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Summer is not just reserved for the weekends. It's time to say goodbye to your old vacation and say hello to Camelback Resort in the Pocono Mountains. Plan a midweek getaway and save up to 25% when you book early. 2 water parks, indoor and outdoor, with over 50 rides, slides, and attractions. Newly renovated suites, and you can take the fun off-road with the new Switchback UTV tours, private campfire experiences, and more. Book your Camelback vacation today at camelbackresort.com. Aquatopia always included with your stay. Restrictions apply.
Your AC works overtime all summer, so be sure to replace your old air filters with new Filtrete air filters. They recommend updating HVAC filters at least every 3 months all year round. So order your Filtrete air filters today at Filtrete.com. Let's clear the air. Your AC works overtime all summer, so be sure to replace your old air filters with new Filtrete air filters. They recommend updating HVAC filters at least every 3 months all year round. So order your Filtrete air filters today at Filtrete.com. Let's clear the air.
ChristopherMedia.net. Sporgy.
Can I just say that you're both arguing on an assumption that neither of you know jack shit about? And it's ceased to be amusing and it's starting to be annoying now because we don't know if it's the weed or something else. I highly doubt one of the best chances of winning gold is going to get the boot from Team USA unless there's more going on underneath the water than we know. Just because a duck looks peaceful up top doesn't mean he ain't paddling his ass off underneath the water. All right? I want to know what the fuck's going on besides the weed. Because, and to the Miguel Cabrera thing, Illich dealt with Bob Probert. He learned from his mistakes. They went to Cabrera and said, we lost game 163. We're not saying you're the only reason, but God damn it didn't help. You go get, dude, everybody forgets. His ass went to rehab and they made him go to fucking marriage counseling. Or you don't play for us. Bye-bye. It was that simple. So they called him on being a bad teammate. We knew there was other shit going on. He had a drinking problem. The team underestimated how bad it was. They saw it because remember he'd only been here 2 seasons at that point. We really didn't know anything about Mig. He came here in 98. This was in 2008. This was in 2009 when that game 163 happened. So I mean, it seems like Team USA has either got a bunch of fucking Puritans on it, or there's something more that we don't know about. And yeah, you know what, Earl? You're right. One fuck up shouldn't end your career. But that's not the way if you look at the world and go, I want it to be the way it should be, how I feel it should be, you're going to be in for a lot of disappointment, dude.
But also, I don't think it should end her career. Trust me, she'll probably be back in 4 years. She's 21. But I'm saying
we're talking about Sean Watson. We're talking about Phelps. We're talking about all these people that have all of this shit that they do, and yet they're still going to play. This chick has her mom die and a couple of other things going on. She hits a fucking doobie, and the next thing you know, she's the worst person on the planet? No, dude. No.
You're saying she's the worst person on the planet. And no, she hasn't proven herself yet. She hasn't proven her. She has 0 gold medals. She has 0. She has nothing. Michael Phelps fucking is a world record holder.
She has the world record for being the fastest woman on the planet.
Great. You ain't got a medal. You ain't got shit.
She was going to...
She right now she's in possession of something that can be broken. You can't take a gold medal away. You can break a record.
And this is why Chris and I will never be on a team together.
I'm just saying, like, Michael Phelps, if he put all his hardware on, he'd be hunched over. Michael Phelps has proven himself.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd also like to point out that Michael Phelps is either a very savvy businessman or is smart enough to surround himself with savvy businessmen, because when he got that suspension, the way it worked, if you guys remember, technically he was no longer considered an amateur athlete during that suspension. And that's when he started shilling for subs for Subway.
Oh, yeah, and he like that? Wasn't that when he was like racing the shark and shit?
Yeah, all that bullshit. Yeah, he got paid, served his suspension, and it was like went back to living the pauper lifestyle the IOC demands their athletes live, like quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we're gonna act like you didn't make all this money over the last 6 months shilling for Subway and racing sharks for fuck's sake.
And I'm not saying her career should go away. What I am saying is, like, you don't get to play in these reindeer games. You fucked up on the way to these games. No, so you've proven you're going to be a liability in Japan.
Oh shit!
Look, I don't know enough about women's track, the U.S. women's track team, to tell you the inner workings of the shit. But to me, at this point, y'all are pissing in the ceiling fan, and we're just covering everybody in your urine because we don't. No, let me finish, please, dude. I let you two go for 10 minutes, please. Okay, if the U.S. Women's Olympic team or track team, whatever, continues to not have her on after these Olympics, and she continues to be one of the fastest people on the planet, let alone America, yeah, then you know what? We're probably going to hear that there's some other problems coming down the line. Can we just be honest about that? Because right now, you guys are arguing your feelings about a situation that we don't even know if it exists.
Look,
okay? Earl, you keep. Go ahead. Fuck it.
There's been problems in the women's track all the way back before Jackie Joyner.
Like what?
Do you know of a runner named JoJo?
I know Flojo.
Flojo?
No.
Lawrence Johnson?
No. More recent.
No. Okay. Stop your condescending laughing and tell us who this person who nobody knows but you is.
See, that's just it. Everybody knows who she is, but she was, I don't want to say curb-sided, but she was downplayed by the women's track team, and then ran and trained and was ready to go, and ended up training so hard that once it came time to go to the Olympics, they were like, nah, we're not going with you.
Why?
And just left.
Why? Why did they leave her? Why did they abandon her?
Did we lose him?
No.
Why did they abandon her?
I have no idea. Why did they let her on the team this year? I don't know.
So you're saying for shit they did years and years ago, they're racist?
I didn't say they were racist. I don't know why.
That's what you were laying down. You're trying to say that for no reason they just abandoned a black woman who was ready to go for the Olympics. Is that not the point you were trying to make?
For no reason.
And it's something they did years ago, right?
For no reason they made public.
Okay.
So
since slavery existed, all white people are racist? Is that where you're going, Earl?
Come on, dude. Come on.
Well, he's trying to say that for something that happened years ago, the IOC now is racist.
No.
I don't know. See, I think
running team for females are fucking retarded, and they should finish off the fucking podium this year. That's what I said. Had nothing to do with race.
Yeah, I don't know. I took it to mean that he thinks that there's. Sorry, I'm gonna speak like he ain't on the fucking call, Earl. Sorry, I took it to mean that he was saying that this proves a precedent that the U.S. Olympic team, buries its fucking dirt in its own backyard and doesn't make it public. So we're, what I'm saying, if they did this to this woman, why wouldn't they do this to this woman? If there's other shit going on that we don't know about, they're not going to air their dirty laundry in public.
Prove your outlandish point is what I would say, if that's what he's saying.
I mean, is that what you're saying, Earl?
Yes, that's it. Okay. All right, I said JoJo. It was Lolo Jones. Do you guys know her?
Oh yeah, I know Lolo Jones.
Yeah, no, didn't she do some?
It's Quincy Jones' daughter. Yeah, I know her.
Lolo Jones was ready to go into female American running. When you pull up Lolo Jones on your Google app, you're going to see an American bobsledder. Okay? That's all you need to know about American female track team.
So you're saying that there's fuckery going on either on the athlete's part or the fucking decision maker's part that we don't know about, or both of their parts that we don't know about.
Yeah.
Okay. Once again,
American hurdler and bobsledder who specializes in 60-meter and 100-meter hurdles. Okay, she won 3 NCAA titles.
Yeah, and according to her Wikipedia, she going on qualifying for the 2008 Beijing Olympics. She tripped in a hurdle and finished 7th place, and that's why she didn't qualify.
Yeah.
Okay, so see, when facts are in your face, you're just blowing it off. Okay.
Jesus Christ. I mean, if the point is that there's fuckery going on, okay.
But she finished in 7th place to qualify. That's why she didn't go.
That's not. I don't have to speculate on fuckery.
Hey, Chris.
What?
Explain this one, almighty one. She tripped in the hurdles. She didn't qualify. Why the fuck is she an American bobsledder, dude?
Because maybe she joined the bobsledding team and did well at it.
And qualified with the bobsled team.
Because she tried a different sport and was good at it?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Dude, she tripped and finished 7th place. How is it?
Chris, hold on. Now you've pissed me off with your bullshit. Okay? Fuck your bullshit. Say your fucking point or shut the fuck up.
I did.
This cryptic fucking bullshit is for the birds. Bro, it's a fucking podcast. So your point is, something's going on, but I don't know, but I'm going to act like I know.
Elaborate on your point. It's an audio medium. It's made for it.
I've said my point like 8 times, dude. Yes, they're terrible.
But it's not terrible. Finishing 7th place isn't fuckery. It means you didn't qualify. That's not fuckery. That doesn't prove your point.
Athlete that wins 3 NCAA titles and is a fucking runner to her core leave the sport to go to a different sport?
I don't know. I'm not the woman's personal fucking assistant. What?
There is fuckery going on in that
because
sport.
She switched sports?
Because she switched sports. Because they won't allow this chick to join the team.
They didn't allow her. She didn't qualify.
There's examples left, right to your fucking center to show you why.
We're back to not living on reality's terms.
Dude, if it doesn't matter how good she is. If she didn't qualify in the qualifying race, she ain't on the team. You can't go to the Olympics and not qualify for it.
That's 1 year. Why not go back and run again?
I don't know the woman. I don't know her motivations.
And you're acting like you do, and when we go, what's her motivations? You go, oh.
Maybe she saw a quicker path to gold being on the bobsledding team because she could use her same skills as a fucking hurdle runner on the bobsled team.
Like, dude, you're making declarations like you got fucking stone cold facts in your corner, and then when we're like, okay, what's the facts? You go, oh. That's what I'm saying. Now, if you want to parse all this with this is all speculation, fine. I'm down to sit here and play the what if game. But I'm not going to play the what if game and try to pass it off as I know. You don't know shit. You're guessing.
It is speculation, but from what I've seen and with the runners that have been in this country, that have qualified, that have went, something's wrong.
You're right, something's wrong. And for whatever reason, okay, your mind automatically goes to the people in control are fucking around. Okay, Chris and my mind seem to be going to, I don't mean to speak for you, but our minds seem to be going to, there's more going on behind the scenes than we know, and we don't know who's fucking around, and it could be multiple fucking situations.
I'm just from a regular job standpoint, unless it's something super egregious, you don't generally get fired over one thing. It's been a bunch of things building up, unless they catch you like straight up stealing money or fucking grabbing somebody's boob,
I mean, ask yourself this, Earl. Maybe this is a learning moment for you. I don't know. There's a quote, okay? Arthur Conan Doyle, famous creator of Sherlock Holmes, greatest fucking fictional detective in the history of of whatever. Ooh. All right. Yeah. And his famous quote that he put in the mouth of that detective was, when you're looking for the truth, and here's a direct quote, once you eliminate the impossible, whatever's left, no matter how improbable, is your answer. If there's something going on with the women's Olympic track team, okay, we don't know about it. But I do know what all U.S., Russian, Japanese, Chinese, whatever Olympic teams do, which is do whatever they fucking can to get the best people on their team to win gold. So if they're keeping her off the team and using the weed as an excuse, what else is going on?
Yeah, and the fact that
why would they not want her there?
Yeah, they would give her an edge.
Because you're assuming why? Because it's not about racism. You've said that. No one bring up racism from here on out regards to this subject. It's out of the discussion. Okay? It's like my dick and Jennifer Connelly. It never existed. Okay. Now, it's not racism. Is it sexism? No, it's a woman's team. Sexism. Get it out your motherfucking cock-sucking mouths. Okay. Then what is it, dude?
Favoritism? I don't know, dude. I'm not part of their...
Thank you. You're giving me something now. Like, that. At least that's something to go on besides grunts and half chuckles. Because I was like, what are you trying to say? You feel there's fuckery going on. We feel there's fuckery going on. You feel the fuckery's more on the end of the people making the decisions. That's what it comes down to, is what we're saying here. Am I correct? Okay.
Yes.
To me, it has. If any Olympic fucking team wants the best on their team and will fucking lie, cheat, beg, borrow, and steal to get that person on that team. So for them to turn down someone who's proven once she's the fastest person on the planet, yeah, there's got to be other shit going on.
And let's bring this up too. The IOC, not exactly the most ethical bunch of people either, and they still don't want to deal with
you, Bellicaroli.
Let's say Rich is. It's a long way around. We're just saying where there's smoke, there's fire. I think that's what we're getting at here. And I know smoke is probably the wrong or maybe the right metaphor to use here.
There it is.
But
fast smoke, yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
she is fast.
Yeah, she would give that team an edge. She, like you said, she is the fastest woman in the world. Why would you not want her on your team? I think just the weed is it was the rope she gave him the hanger. Like, she's probably a horrible teammate, probably a whole bunch of other shit, and this was just an excuse. Like, finally something actionable, we can get rid of you.
Now, here's my problem with that. Okay, we tell people, we used to tell people, and especially children, take responsibility for your actions, blah, 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 blah. But she stepped up. She took responsibility. She admitted, I did something stupid. I knew it would fuck me or had a very high probability of fucking me, and I'm sorry. Okay, we're glad you're sorry. Please don't make that mistake again, but every action has consequences.
Yeah, they said that acknowledging your accountability is only half of it. It doesn't free you from consequence. It just makes you ethical. It makes you an actually decent person, that you are going to acknowledge that you did something wrong and now you're going to take your punishment. Instead of this whole society now that thinks nothing is their fault and everything is something or somebody else's fault and it can't be me because I'm so wonderful.
Yeah. And I mean, can we be, let's just be honest here. If this was a 21-year-old fucking kid in fucking the NBA, NFL, NHL, MLB, whatever, we'd all be sitting here going, well, that's a dumb fucking rule, but what the fuck, bro? How'd you get caught?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we would have never sat here and fucking opined for 45 minutes about whether or not he was being treated unfairly. We'd be like, how dumb are you to get caught?
No, we're still sitting here going, who's the stupid fuck who gave the high guy the fucking Stanley Cup? Now look at it.
Yeah. The other question
high guy in Tampa right now is the entire city.
Yeah. Before we move on to that, the other question I'd be asking is, like, how'd you get caught in the NBA? What are you, stupid? The NBA don't even look for it anymore.
In Darren McCarty's book, this is in the 90s and 2000s. NHL, it wasn't considered a performance-enhancing drug, but it was a banned substance. So every time he'd take a piss test.
You know what? I'm going to put this to bed. In the words of the great Robin Williams, weed is not a performance-enhancing drug. It guarantees you to finish dead last in any sport, unless, of course, you put a chocolate bar at the end of the fucking runway.
That was never the argument, but I get what you're saying.
Well, that's the way it was presented by quite a few media outlets. And I'm like, really? Really? And the IOC...
Well, you tell the people who wrote it don't know what weed is. I would call it a banned substance before I'd call it a performance-enhancing drug.
I would agree with that. Apparently the IOC thinks it's a performance-enhancing drug.
Robin Williams was referring to when the Canadian snowboarder got his gold medal taken away.
Yeah.
For smoking weed.
Well,
unless there's a chocolate bar at the end of the runway, and then I'm there.
Well,
it's not not a performance enhancer.
I'm just going to be honest. If a guy taking 6-foot bong rips and a chick smoking a joint are two of the best in the world at what they do physically and athletically, can we put this weed as fucking harmful as alcohol and any other drug bullshit to bed? Because, dude, lung capacity seems to be working fine for both of them. Stamina seems to be working fine for both of them.
Yeah, they both have sport that need both badly.
I mean, and you're right, Chris. I didn't even think about that. All the stories I read that called it a performance-enhancing drug said the IOC considers it a performance-enhancing drug. Not that Team USA considers it a performance-enhancing drug. So it might be, you're right. I didn't even think about that. Thank you. It might be the corrupt-ass IOC fucking just IOC gonna IOC. You know what I'm saying? It's just, that's how it is.
IOC tried weed. That's what the question I would ask.
And this is probably more too, all the racism and all that other bullshit. This is probably more about we're the IOC and these are our rules and you broke them. You can't play. That's really what it probably is.
Yeah, the IOC does not like being shrugged off.
Take all your isms and ists out of it. That's really what it probably is. We're the IOC. Meh.
Yeah, they're like the NCAA or FIFA. They think they're above anything. They really do. I mean, and they're one of the most powerful fucking that ain't Disney type corporation, but they are a corporation, but they're, you know what I'm saying? I guess they're definitely a big player in the sports world. FIFA, them, and the NCAA and NFL, I'd say, are probably the biggest four on the planet in sports world. So there you go. But all right, yeah. Okay, Jesus fucking Christ. Hold on a sec. Let me hit some performance enhancing drugs after that.
Right. Well, it is for podcasts.
That puppet show of a fucking penance we just fucking put on for you. Sorry, Jesus. If you listen through that, you must have done something bad in a former life. So anyways, in Tampa, they're acting like it's the end of the fucking world and they feel fine. And you know what? Dude, more power to them. Tampa's fucking like a little mini title town now. But, bro, you got the Stanley Cup. That goes back quite a ways. Can we not drop the motherfucker?
It's in Florida. The answer's no.
Well, dude, some of the best places, it ended up in a strip club in Vancouver with strippers fucking like humping the cup. This is before cell phone video. Ended up in the bottom of a pool in Dallas the Dallas Stars were partying with Pantera of all people and brought the cup and they were like, throw it in the pool, see if it floats.
So Rex, who's left? Rex and Phil?
Oh no, dude, this was '99.
Oh, so yeah, the Abbotts are dead.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about in the history of the stand. Like,
gotcha.
This ain't the first time the shit, some foul shit's happened, and I don't know how factual this is. I've never heard this until the other day online. Take it for what it is. And I was reading an article about it in the comment section. One guy's like, well, it's a good thing the real cup never leaves Montreal. And I'm like, oh, so now we got conspiracy theories about fake cups and shit. It was there a fucking another guy on the power play on the grassy knoll, Montreal?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you salty cocksuckers. You got called out for losing the Stanley Cup. And you should have been for the way you acted when you won Game 4. You didn't win the Stanley Cup. You have to make a historic comeback. Act like you fucking scored a goal before. Skate off the ice and prepare for Game 5. What'd they do? Partied like they just won the Cup, went down to Tampa, and got butt fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well.
Badly.
Oh, well. That's what you get. 27. We're the Yankees of the NHL. Well, and $5 will get you a small fucking coffee at Starbucks.
2 cups in a row. Are we still hanging this on Steve Yzerman? Can we?
Well, the fact that there's we don't have time because we have a hard out, but there's a lot of payroll fuckery going on behind the scenes in Tampa with contracts and putting players during the regular season on injured reserve and bringing them out during the playoffs, and apparently that doesn't count towards the salary cap. So the team that was on the ice in the playoffs was $18 million over the salary cap for the regular season. The only reason I bring that shit up is that shit ain't got nothing to do with Yzerman. That's them moving around the pieces that he put on the chessboard. He ain't been there in 2 years. Yeah, he made a lot of those signings. He made a lot of those moves. He okayed the drafting of those guys. Well, he's a GM. He drafted those guys. But there's more to it than that. And I think like pretty much his fingerprints are a little bit on this cup, not as much as the previous one. And the farther away from you get, next cup. If they win next year, Jesus fucking Christ, Florida will fucking become a hockey goddamn state all of a sudden. Like everybody will love hockey in Florida because that's a front running fucking state. Sorry if you're from Florida, I live down there. Hey, my football team's down there, but y'all are some front running motherfuckers.
We got to ask this question, right? All the things you just went over, and the fact that it's been Florida for 2 years. You think that thing's been peed in?
Oh yeah.
The next logical question: do you think someone shit in it?
Interesting. Yes, baby diaper. It's documented.
Yeah, actually, baby has. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
No.
I do remember that.
I was going to say, interesting side note, out of all of this, I've never found anything where somebody has dropped it on the ice, Rich.
No, it's never been dropped on the ice when they're skating it around.
I don't get it. As tired as they are, as beat up as some of these guys have been, grueling Game 7, triple overtime, and they're dead.
Because they're not drunk when they're
in this cup.
Because they're not drunk and adrenaline takes over once you win. That's why.
Yeah, but adrenaline.
I'm still going with my first comment. They're not drunk.
But a little, they fall going from blue line to blue line in the game because of a crack or something, or their skates aren't sharp or whatever, and they don't have the stick to balance out. Nothing.
I want the blood alcohol content of the person who dented the cup, and that will that will buoy my argument.
It's not just the drunk thing. I'm thinking with all of the teams, all of the players.
Yeah, dude, they've never dropped it. Okay, God, what is there? Is there another point to this?
That's the fucking point I was trying to make. It's not.
We got a hard out. Let's go.
Well, I'm just saying it's not that they're drunk or anything. I just can't believe it that there's never a drop on that ice. Any ice ever.
And before the Red Wings picked it up in the 50s and skated around with it, no one had ever done that either. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't fucking like, dude, the Stanley Cup didn't used to be this big, and it never gets any bigger. They retire rings of it to the fucking Hockey Hall of Fame. That way it stays the same size and relatively the same weight. And yeah, you're absolutely right. The one time that it came close that I saw was in 2002 because Scotty Bowman knew he was retiring after winning that cup, and he went to the locker room between winning the game and the cup presentation, and he put on his fucking skates. And go back and look at on YouTube. Look it up. Look up the video of the Red Wings celebration from 2002. He's got the cup, and it's up in the air, and there are a lot of motherfuckers following him, making sure that if the cameraman even pans down at one point, and you see him step over a camera fucking cord or cable. And they were like, well, it's a good thing that Coach Bowman didn't slip there. That'd be the first time the cup's ever been dropped during the celebration. And it's like, yeah, dude, that's a big thing. The guy that does that is going to be infamous in hockey history.
Rich, you lived in Florida. What do you think is the most Florida thing this cup has done?
Cocaine.
in Miami.
Like, here's the thing. Yeah, Tampa's nowhere near Miami, but Florida is Florida.
Right.
They call I-4 the Coke corridor for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they used to. You know, and I-4 runs right across the state into Tampa. So, yeah. Probably like, I know that there's been, apparently, I can't remember who it was. It's a story from the 70s. I think it was one of the Flyers, supposedly involved it in the sex act.
That's about right for Philly.
Yeah. And I'm like,
it is the town that threw batteries at Santa Claus and punched a police horse.
I'm like, I never heard any explanation of what sex act it would have been. I'm imagining anything on the Stanley Cup, any hole that anything on the Stanley Cup can fit in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm thinking he beat off into the cup. That's the only possible.
You think they had some bukkake session and it's in some fucking super fan?
Hey, come to my room. We're all going to beat off into the cup.
And make this bitch drink it.
You might have just hit on it. We're all going to jerk off into the Stanley Cup, and you're going to drink it because I paid you $1,000 for the night.
I'm going to need more than 1,000 if I'm that fucking,
right? Yeah.
if I'm that.
Hey, guess what? Rate just doubled.
But yeah, there's going to be some interesting moves in the NHL. Tampa's got to deal with their fucking salary cap issues. But to me, the two biggest stories in the offseason are going to be Ovechkin's an unrestricted free agent, and apparently gave an interview saying that it's his hockey dream to play in Montreal one day. Take from that what you will. And you have...
It's called planting seeds.
Suter and Parise getting cut by the Wild. And if you know hockey, you know who they are. But for the uninitiated, they were what was it, summer 2013, I believe. They were the prize off-season free agents. And up here in Detroit, oh my God, the battle cries to sign both of them was fucking ridiculous.
I remember.
And they ended up both signing with Minnesota. Apparently Minnesota is cutting contracts and just saying, we're done with you. Thanks for nothing. Have a nice fucking career wherever you can land. And I doubt they're going to fucking pull let's go fucking take our talents somewhere. They'll probably split up, but I can't help but think that it's not necessarily their fault that Minnesota, the Wild, didn't have success on their tenure because it's the Minnesota Wild.
I mean, I'd start with who's the coach. You can have all the great talent in the world. If they don't get any direction, they're just going to fucking do anything.
Edmonton, looking at you, dude, fucking Jesus Christ. Sometimes a winning coach ain't the right coach. Think about Babcock out in Toronto.
Yeah.
He had a fucking A-plus pedigree in the NHL. The only two teams he'd ever coached in the NHL, the Ducks and the Red Wings. Went to the Cup Finals with the Ducks, won a Cup with the Red Wings, and went to another Cup Finals. Goes to Toronto with all their fucking shit, all the draft picks, high draft picks, young talent they had, shit's the best. And then the move that is really interesting, sorry, Edmonton. Edmonton got our old GM, Ken Holland. And Ken Holland went out to Edmonton and did Ken Holland things. Like trading for Duncan Keith, the shambling body that used to be Duncan Keith from Chicago and bringing him to Edmonton, and it's like, and that's going to solve your fucking problems? And you're going to take on that ridiculous contract he's got? That's wonderful. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting offseason. If Ovechkin ends up in Montreal, I really like Ovechkin. I really don't like Montreal. But it's goddamn, man. Like, don't make me fucking don't do that. Come on. Make him a Capital for life. Just sign him for the rest of his career, Washington. And I mean, then I mean, this is only interesting if you're really into the fucking Red Wings. But apparently, Tyler Bertuzzi has interest from other teams. I've heard 5 different fucking teams up to 5 teams are interested in him. Yzerman's not a dumb GM. At least he doesn't have any track record of being one. If he's smart, you play every offer you get on the other 4 until you get the best offer and there's no more left. Like, dude, if you're going to move him and you got that many teams interested, it's a seller's market. Get your money, boo-boo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck you, pay me. You want him? You coming up off some shit. How much you want him?
You want them, and you can fucking have them.
I mean, because, dude, I don't...
I wish Yzerman really talked like that.
He might. We don't know. Once again, Yzerman was smart enough to shut the fuck up and just say what he needed to in front of the cameras. Behind the scenes, apparently, he's a different guy. There's been stories that have come out now that he's been retired for coming on 20 years about how much shit he would talk on the ice. We didn't hear that in Detroit when we were younger. Not at all. Like, some of it was like Joey Kosher's like, you know how many times Bob or I had to go out there and fucking back his ass up because he was talking shit to somebody. And I'm just thinking.
But that's why he talked shit. He had the Bruise Brothers. What are you going to do?
I'm like, I wonder how much shit he was talking when he had Stu Grimson over there. Not much, because he was a healthy scratch most nights. Like, do we got our enforcer in? No. Okay, I'm going to be quiet this game.
Yeah. I'm just going to play hockey.
But yeah, no, so there's going to be some interesting moves, but I mean, local teams, we completely forgot about it as the MLB draft just came. Enough to say this real quick. Detroit went full on, we're going with the fucking Astros model of how to build a winning franchise. They drafted a fuck ton of pitching. That's what they're counting on getting them through. So there's that. But to me, as fucked up as this is to say, if you look at, I know baseball's a grind, it's a long season, but if you look at their record, Tigers they've actually shown improvement this season. I think if out of the Red Wings and the Tigers, I would trade someone like Tyler Bertuzzi if I was Yzerman, because you ain't nowhere close to fucking competing for a cup. Tigers might actually be close enough to where they could pick up like a lower tier free agent, especially, since they're wanting that shortstop spot filled. Go pick up one with a decent bat that you can get on a decent fucking dime and compete for the Central.
They need a Pudge. They need the person that's going to get other people to come here.
Well, Pudge was just a goddamn fucking, that was just divine intervention dropped in their lap, because Pudge was exactly what they needed. He was the rah-rah guy. He's a good clubhouse guy. And he was a leader who's like, I don't accept any excuses about me. Look at my hardware. What's your excuse?
I mean, but he brought Maglio, and then after that, it was on. Like, once Pudge and Maglio were here, I mean, it was fucking game on. All the free agents started showing up.
2004 Pudge, 2005 Mags, Farnsworth, homeboy who used to close for the Angels, Percival. Yeah, but he blew out his arm. Yeah, 2006. I mean, Polanco we traded for in the middle of the season, picked up Sean Casey right before at the trade deadline, blah, 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 on and on and on. You're right. It all started with Pudge, but Pudge was the right guy. They got to say, if they want that again, they got to sign the right guy.
Didn't Pudge replace Brad Ausmus?
Mm-hmm. I believe so. No, I think in 2000, I think you're right. Yeah. I know that he played, play for
the Tigers catcher position
afterwards.
After Lance Parrish and Matt Noakes, after that, the Tigers catcher position was garbage until Pudge showed up. That's why I remember it. I mean, it was
was playing catcher for a while. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was a wasteland. I remember, oh, my God, we got a catcher. Holy shit.
Well, Ausmus is a good defensive field general type catcher.
But he was just like he was as a manager.
Oh, there was nothing. Yeah, he wasn't great. He wasn't amazing with a bat. But what's more, we really get lost in the minutia of this. But in a catcher, as long as he's not if he's Johnny Bench or Pudge Fisk, Carlton Fisk, okay, I'll build a team around him. If not, I'm happy if I got two things. He can manage a fucking pitching rotation and bullpen. He knows how to call to their strengths and weaknesses, and he's respected by them. And two, he's a good defensive catcher who's behind that plate. He's your field general, positioning players between batters. I'll take a fucking guy who's barely hitting above the Mendoza line for that, at that position. I really will. Look at MLB history, especially the last 50, 60 years. How many former catchers are now managers? There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
There's a reason for it.
You're micromanaging the game for the manager.
Yeah. So, and I think that's another reason Tigers had success, because Leland knew he had total faith in Pudge. Total faith in fucking Pudge. Because think about it. Once Pudge left, Avila, that was our big our big catcher during that time. I liked him because he fulfilled the requirements that I require out of a catcher, but he didn't set the world on fire, and he damn sure wasn't the clubhouse guy that Pudge was.
Nope.
At all. He's not a draw. He's not a reason to sign with a franchise. So yeah. So now that I've bored everybody with local shit, yeah, that's about it. That's
cool.
We got to get out of here.
It's true. Thank you for listening. Find us on social media. What?
Sun's still going to win, just so you know.
All right.
Thanks, ref. You got the NBA one extra game.
Don't leave it in the hands of the officials, Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, well, sometimes you don't have a choice.
That's really?
You had to watch the game.
The Bucks whooped them by 20 the previous game.
Yeah, just right. Saying. Now, it was so close this game because of the refs. Anytime that the Suns got any kind of lead, refs right there. Not calling the foul, calling mistakes on who's got the possession, who a ball went off of. That's why you need to watch the game and not just look at the stats.
Wasn't it a West Coast game?
I told you in the chat, I don't care if
wasn't it a West Coast? Answer the question. Wasn't it a West Coast game? So you're saying the home officials have it out for the home team?
Milwaukee, dude. It's kind of a northern type of game. I don't know.
Okay, you didn't answer the question. You just spat out a point. So it wasn't a West Coast game.
No, I don't think it was a West Coast game.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. I thought you watched the game.
I don't know what you determined the West Coast, West Conference, what?
Because if it was in Phoenix, you're saying that the home refs are against the home team, and that's ludicrous.
Saying that, what I'm saying is, and I said it in the chat, whether the Phoenix
it wasn't Phoenix. You're no, that's the next game. Hold on.
My fucking God, dude.
No, it wasn't Milwaukee.
Whether Milwaukee or Phoenix, and I said this in the chat before the end of the game, it didn't matter who won. That ref core needed to be fucking fired.
Why?
I don't care.
Why? I don't have time for this, but why?
Because they missed so many fucking calls, dude. So many.
Based on your opinion?
Based on fact, homie. Watch the game. People touch it last, and they call it the other way. It goes off people's foots. They were like, I don't know. It's still their ball. What?
You know they use instant replay, right?
Yeah, but you have to challenge it. You only get 2 challenges, and if you miss it, if you're wrong, you lose a timeout.
Okay, so obviously these errors weren't that egregious for the fucking opposing coach to challenge it.
Goddamn game one time, please.
Well, I'm just saying, if they were that egregious, wouldn't the coaches challenge? If they have the ability to challenge it? Especially in a game where it came down to, like, it was tied like the whole game?
Mistakes that a challenge would not have fixed it. They get
Of course, that's what you come back with.
They get 2 challenges. 2. They made 2 egregious errors back to back.
And none of them were challenged, so the coaches agreed with the refs.
Because they didn't have time. Watch the goddamn game.
If it's in the last few minutes, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of if it's in the last few minutes?
I want to challenge. The ball was already put back into play by the goddamn ref, dude. Watch the goddamn game. They didn't have time.
You're again making a grand statement based on your opinion.
I'm not making a grand statement. I'm stating the facts.
You're saying the refs have it out for a team and you have no evidence but your opinion.
The refs fucking sucked. They didn't have it out for a team. Didn't have it out for the Suns. Didn't have it out
what
for
you are
Milwaukee.
saying is an opinion. It is your opinion of the referees.
Fucking opinion, dude. Watch the goddamn game. Please, when you watch the game one time, then we can have this conversation.
It's not an opinion. It's not an opinion, Chris. Watch the game so your opinion can match his opinion. It's not an opinion.
It's a fucking fact. I'm not saying they were for Milwaukee. I'm not saying they were for fucking Phoenix. I'm saying they fucking sucked.
You said the refs gave him that game. You said anytime Phoenix got a lead, the refs made a call against him. You literally said that.
Because they did.
So then you're saying they're for Milwaukee.
No, dude, they sucked, period. They made calls against Milwaukee that were like, huh?
You're just mad because you're saying the Suns are going to win in 4 and now it's tied. Yes, that's why you're mad.
I'm not mad because of that. I'm mad because that sucked. Those refs absolutely.
I bet Bucks fans disagree.
Dude, 3 games, I ain't said shit about ref. Even last one when they won. This one, the fucking refs fucking blew.
You can't say shit about a game where they blow out somebody by 20 points.
I can't have a discussion about refs in a game with somebody who doesn't watch the fucking game.
Okay, cool. So follow us on social media, on Twitter at Sporgy Podcast. Like us on Facebook. Email sporgy@christophermedia.net if you'd like to drop us an email. Go to christophermedia.net, hit the PayPal button, hit the Amazon banner if you would like to help us out. Please and thank you. And listen wherever you listen to us, rate us, review us. That's how you help people find the show. And that's how the world operates now. You go into something new, you want to know what other people think about it, so you know you're getting the good stuff. So 5-star reviews, please and thank you. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
Later, guys.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
My dad used to say that.
Sure, yeah. It's from Geico.
Yeah, whenever I would ask my dad for life advice, he'd sit me down and say, son, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. And look at me now, a well-adjusted adult with a drawer full of plastic bags I'll never use.
Okay, I'm confused. Was your dad a licensed Geico agent?
Nah, he was just a real good dad.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Grand Canyon University, a Christian university, is one of the largest and fastest growing universities in the country, offering over 200 engaging programs online. Praised for its culture of community, students build meaningful professional relationships with faculty who become partners in your success. GCU's online students received over $100 million in scholarships in 2020. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see the scholarships you qualify for.
Support for this podcast comes from JCPenney. Back to school season is quickly approaching, and JCPenney has the essentials to set kids up for a successful new year. Like select shorts from $12.99, polos for uniforms from $9.99, and even select bedding sets, any size, only $49.99. Get an early start and shop specials Friday through Sunday. Plus, save an extra 20% with coupon. Weekdays are back in style. Visit a JCPenney near you or jcp.com. Offers and coupon valid through July 18th. Exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.